Biden and Trump scheduled to sit down for tea later this hour before the inauguration. Trump's and Vance's right now attending a church service before that tea and before the inauguration. Meanwhile, Trump vows to get right to work once he takes the oath of office. It's believed he'll sign about 200 executive orders today on everything from the military to the release of information pertaining to the assassination of John F. Kennedy. Washington correspondent Scott McFarland says many will focus on immigration.
A Remain in Mexico policy goes back in effect for those who are seeking asylum in the United States. There would be, at some point, a closing of the border, in his words, which likely means a change in some of the front-facing posture America has at the southern border.
He also says he wants to see how many pardons may be coming to U.S. Capitol rioters. President Biden will attend today's inauguration. You can hear live coverage starting at 11:30 here on 95.5 WSB and on the WSB radio app. Following another major story around these parts, the frigid temperatures that have settled into the metro Atlanta area. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards says while the wind chill in some areas hit zero this morning, we will stay frozen throughout the day.
Even with the sunshine, we're looking at a daytime high of 30, lows tonight in the teens to low 20s. Tomorrow, cloudy with a high of 34. Watching for snow showers in the metro region.
As for the estimated snow totals tomorrow, Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast is coming up. Now, meanwhile, road crews all over Atlanta will be busy with the possibility of winter weather once again.
Racing for round 2 of possible ice and snow Tuesday. The metro area likely seeing less accumulation than central and south Georgia. The DOT's Natalie Dale says they are not taking any chances.
This storm system is so big, so unpredictable at this time, and the temperatures are going to be so extreme.
She tells Channel 2 Action News they'll prep more than 6,000 miles of roads, primarily interstate highways. Single-digit wind chills and sustained sub-freezing temperatures means what falls will stick. A dusting for some, 2 inches or more for others. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
Boy, what a day. In addition to today's inauguration, and as we hunker down for this cold weather, it's also Martin Luther King Day and the College Football National Championship right here in Atlanta. That means there are plenty of events around town. Security will be ramped up by Atlanta police.
We have several teams. Tactical teams will be deployed. Our civil disturbance unit will be deployed. Our bicycle response team will be deployed.
Deputy Chief Charles Baker says every Atlanta police officer is scheduled to be working. He says they have all stepped up operations following that deadly truck attack on New Year's in New Orleans. As for the King holiday, it's just the third time that it's fallen on Inauguration Day. Dr. King's youngest daughter, the Reverend Bernice King, says today offers a chance to reflect, compare, and contrast.
We must choose nonviolence 365, or I'm afraid to say that we will end up collectively destroying ourselves.
She also says today's a chance to honor the late Jimmy Carter, who, like her father, led from a love-centered place. You can hear our special 1-hour tribute to the life and works of Dr. King tonight at 7 right here on 95.5 WSB. It is 9:03. The Mark Arum Show begins in less than 2 minutes. But first, live team coverage of traffic and weather. Start on the roads, triple team traffic. Smile on Mark McKay.
Sluggish on I-75 as you head southbound between Stockbridge and McDonough. Judd, we're following that volume. We'll see if that is in play here on the MLK Junior Holiday. Right now, the northbound ride into the city is fine out of the southern suburbs. No concern if you're leaving the house out of the northern burbs, heading to the north side of I-285 or inside the perimeter. Latest I-20, Andrew Seco.
Looking at some merge volume, 20 eastbound merging on a 285, seeing the break stretching you back to Fulton Industrial. And speaking of Fulton Industrial, might have something right over the wall heading westbound, seeing those delays already stretching you back towards that 285 interchange. Triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Despite the sunshine, temperatures won't climb above freezing today with an afternoon high near 30, lows tonight in the upper teens to low 20s. Tomorrow, daytime high 34, but with the majority of the day around freezing, snow showers are to be expected. Anywhere from a dusting to about half an inch of snowfall possible across the metro region. Anything that falls to the ground will stick due to the freezing conditions. Wednesday morning low 16, sunny skies Wednesday afternoon, high 35.
I haven't seen temperatures like this in a while. 16 degrees in Kennesaw, 18 degrees in Stone Mountain, 20 right now in Midtown Atlanta at 9:05. More news at 9:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Judd Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
Welcome, friends, to this special MLK Day, Inauguration Day edition of the Mark Arum Show. A little smaller show than normal. We're on the air till 11:30. Then we're going to fully transfer into inauguration coverage here on 95.5 WSB. But prior to the 11:30 inauguration coverage, we're going to be all over it. Linda Kenyon's going to join us in 30 minutes. She is up there at the inauguration for CBS News. Shelley Winter is up there, I'm sure, having the time of his life. We're going to check in with him at 10 a.m., see how he enjoyed the balls yesterday. Deborah, did you see the pictures on social from Shelley?
I did not.
Yeah, he was very low-key about it, but he definitely attended a couple of balls, so he's going to join us live. And at 10:35, Eric Erickson's joining us. Got to pick his brain about the breaking news you heard on Atlanta's Morning News. President Biden offering preemptive pardons to Milley, Fauci, et cetera. Eric Erickson's going to join us live. We'll talk about the preemptive pardons and, of course, his take on the second Trump inauguration. I am back in the cozy confines of the WSB Radio studios after broadcasting live last week from warm Northport, Florida. Driving back yesterday, Deborah, through South Georgia, I passed a convoy of Georgia Department of Transportation plow trucks heading, I would imagine, north up to the metro area in preparation for more winter weather. We're going to talk to Natalie Dale from the DOT in just a little bit about preps of the winter weather. But from what I'm seeing, it seems like the metro area is going to be saved. Any of that wintry mix, right? Is that basically, we're just going to be frozen?
It sounds like what I heard from Christina say is that it's not going to be cold enough to snow, or it's not going to be wet enough to snow.
Yeah.
So it's going to be too dry for us to act. It's just going to be really, really, really cold.
All right. Well, the DOT has already been pre-treating the roads with brine. Again, Natalie Dale from the DOT is going to join us in just a little bit, and we will update that. I do want to talk about the inauguration and the preemptive pardons, though. Rachel Scott from ABC News, after taking the oath today, President Trump, or President-elect Trump, and he'll soon be President Trump again, is expected to sign dozens of executive orders during a rally in the nation's capital. ABC News senior political correspondent Rachel Scott outside of the Capital One Arena, where that rally will be held.
The president-elect is expected to talk about these executive orders and these actions today during his inaugural address. Just moments ago, we did receive some excerpts of that speech where the president-elect is expected to say, quote, "Today I will sign a series of historic executive orders. With these actions, we will begin the complete restoration of America and the revolution of common sense."
Yeah, President Trump is going to come out blaring with both barrels, blasting with both barrels, up to 100 executive orders expected to be signed into effect today after the inauguration. Again, we're on till 11:30, and then we're going to switch over to inauguration coverage. J.D. Vance, the vice president-elect, will be sworn in at 11:36. President-elect Trump sworn in at 11:47, and then at 11:53, we will hear his inaugural address. Of course, you're going to hear it all live here on 95.5 WSB. Joining us now, talking about the Arctic Metro Atlanta, North Georgia region, our buddy from the Georgia Department of Transportation is Natalie Dale. Natalie, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. Well, cold. But
yes.
Who isn't?
So I think I got a glimpse of what you folks are prepping. I was driving back from Florida yesterday up I-75, and I passed a convoy. It was like 6 big DOT plow trucks heading north, I'm assuming, to the metro area in North Georgia.
Well, we've got them heading north. We've got them heading south. We've really got them everywhere at this point. We have been watching this storm system move towards us for the better part of a week and planning. And the thing about this one is a few things. Number one, it looks like it has the potential, and of course it changes every hour, and we have to continue to sort of be nimble and change our plan. But from the onset, it looked like that there was great potential for this to be a statewide event. There is potential for there to be wintry precipitation, road impacts statewide, which we rarely with Georgia. You know, normally we're metro north that we're treating for winter weather, but we've got, freezing rain at the Georgia-Florida border expected. We've got snow in our southern counties that rarely ever see snow. So since yesterday morning, we've been brining statewide. That is just interstates alone. We are treating and focusing on over 6 1,000 lane miles of interstates alone for this, and that's the equivalent of treating 2 lanes from New York to LA. So we've got a lot of work going on right now.
Wow, that's amazing. So going back to the last winter event, again, kudos to you guys. I mean, the roads were so well treated and taken care of. It was a remarkable job done by everybody at the DOT and a lot of the local jurisdictions handling the side roads. What, if anything, did you folks learn from that last winter event?
Well, we learned that it's nice to be able to send people from South Georgia up north, and now we're learning that it's just a different game, because every storm is different, but it is a different game when every county, in every district we have has employees active, treating that we're sending. So it was, we consider last week to be a very good, successful first run. But every storm is different, so we have to treat every storm very different, and this one is certainly unique in many ways. Again, the statewide activation that we have is unique. The below freezing temperatures, we are going to stay below freezing for much longer than we typically do. That leads to other issues like broken water mains, things like that. So we're not even just focused on freezing precipitation coming from the sky. We have to now be focused on pipes under the ground that could burst, causing frozen road conditions just because of how cold it is outside. And so we are, again, using every piece of manpower, every piece of equipment, every material. But this one is very tricky. This one, Mother Nature certainly has the upper hand with the temperature she's given us. And if you are in an area of the state that does get precipitation, does get winter weather road impacts, patience and time is going to be what we have to ask for when we get down into these teen temperatures. And the forecast now, and again, it's updated for us daily, luckily, and we work very closely with meteorologists, National Weather Service. I'd love to know what Christina thinks. But if it swings north 50 miles right now, then we have a fully impacted metro region. If it swings south 50 miles, we've just got a fully impacted South Georgia, which is enough work as it is. And so we are having to pre-plan and prepare for every inch of this state to potentially be impacted by this.
Natalie Dale from the Georgia Department of Transportation joining us live on the Mark Arum Show. Best case scenario for the metro area is that the precipitation, you mentioned the freezing rain by the Georgia-Florida line, some snow in central Georgia. Best case scenario for the metro, the precipitation stays south and we might have no snow on the roads. That's what we're hoping for?
I hate to say best case scenario for Metro because that means worst case scenario for someone else.
True.
And again, we are a state agency. So while we work very hard in the metro area, we're also working hard statewide. And so, if Metro dodges this, that just means our crews from the north are going to be sent south. The same way we send them north when we have issues. It's interesting to think that in this scenario, we may be sending our northern crews that are used to this type of weather south to help our counties down there. But so yes, best case scenario is that this swings below Metro Atlanta. Now that's not the best case scenario for kids, but best case scenario for road conditions is that it swings south of Metro Atlanta and brings winter wonderland to South Georgia, which rarely sees it, but we'll deal with it down there.
Possible statewide winter weather event. Oh, my goodness. I know you folks are prepped. You're out there doing the best. Folks want more information about what the DOT is doing in anticipation of another winter event. Website, social media, where can we hit you up?
As always, GDOT social media channels, we have keeping it fresh there, as well as 511. We've got a lot of information there, but we come straight to the horse's mouth. We come straight to y'all when we have things that we need to get out, because y'all are so helpful. Y'all have the ear of the transportation community. You have the ear of those out and about on the road. And so we certainly do appreciate that. And because of that, I just text you and I say, Mark, we need people to know stuff. Your news crews, we just need people to know stuff, and y'all are there to help the people. So if you're not getting your information here, check out GDOT, check out Georgia 511.
Well, I know you folks will be working around the clock, as will we here at WSB. Christina's full 5-day forecast will be updated at the bottom of the hour. Natalie, stay safe, stay warm, and I'm sure we'll be talking again real soon.
Stay warm.
There you go. Natalie Dale from the Georgia Department of Transportation, statewide event. Like, we can't handle the snow here in Metro Atlanta. Imagine Valdosta getting 3 inches of snow after they had to deal with the hurricanes. Unbelievable. Obviously, we are official winter weather station here on 95.5 WSB. Updates throughout the day. When we come back, though, D.C. inauguration about to take part. We're going to talk to a former Secret Service agent about the preparations ongoing. That's next on The Mark Arum Show.
The swearing in of Donald J. Trump as the 47th President of the United States.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
Coverage begins at 11:30 today.
I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States.
95.5 WSB.
Your 2025 inauguration station.
Heavy rains have recently impacted widespread areas of North Georgia. How did your roof hold up? Heavy rains expose roof leaks that can lead to water damage. Schedule a free roof analysis from Dave Baker, trusted and recommended, FindlayRoofing.com. Roof.
We are here with CFP and investment advisor Aaron Vincent of the Vincent Financial Group and host of Retire ATL. Aaron, what's one of the big concerns adults in or close to retirement are worried about right now?
It's got to be 401k strategies. Most of the people that come to see us have been good savers, and most of that money happens to be in 401ks. Their big question usually is, do I have my money in the right place, and am I on track for a successful retirement? Well, that's when we get to work. Our 401k snapshot will tell you what's working and what's not. For instance, a lot of people have money in bond funds. Well, bonds don't do well when interest rates are up, and even though those rates have dropped recently, your money could have been affected over the last few years. So for most adults, a 401k is their biggest retirement asset. So let's put that under the microscope and see if we can improve your situation.
What can we do for our audience today?
I'd like to personally invite you to call Vincent Financial Group and let us run a free 401k snapshot. This deep dive into your 401k strategy will take about an hour, and when you come back for the next visit, you'll see the results, along with our suggestions on how to improve your performance. From there, you can take that information about your 401k and act on our suggestions, or bring it to your current advisor, whatever you want. We think this information is so important, we want to make sure you have the knowledge to understand where you stand right now in reaching your retirement goals. Ready to talk to you, 770-280-1488.
No cost, no obligation, 401k snapshot. Where can we find you and the team at the Vincent Financial Group?
Our home office is in downtown Woodstock, but we serve families all across Metro Atlanta, from Noonan to Perry or from Athens to Blue Ridge. We can serve you in person or on Zoom. You can also find us online at retireatlradio.com.
So take advantage of a no cost, no obligation 401k snapshot from Aaron Vincent and the team at Vincent Financial. 770-280-1488. That's 770-280-1488. And we invite you to join us Sundays at 6 p.m. for Retire ATL, all powered by the Vincent Financial Group.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. A 401k assessment does not constitute a comprehensive retirement plan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
Mark Arum here for my friends at Renters Warehouse. Fall is here. The kids back in school. Time to take a quiz. Question 1. If you already own a house with a low interest rate, what's the best way to get even more value from it? Answer, rent it out. Renting already delivers cash flow, appreciation, and tax benefits. Now it allows you to keep that low interest rate, and hey, you can always move back in if you want to. Question 2. With Renters Warehouse, do you have to find tenants, collect rent, or handle maintenance calls? No. Renters Warehouse does it all for you. That's why they're Atlanta's leading real estate investment services company. Final question. Do you pay Renters Warehouse a percentage of the rent or a low flat monthly fee? Answer, a low flat monthly fee. For just $115 a month, you can outsource all your management headaches to them. Now, to pass the test, I need you to do one more thing. Go to rwatlanta.com today, book your free home rental price analysis, or call 404-662-2322, 404-662-2322.
Men, if you're suffering from ED or PE, Priority Men's Medical Center will get your love life back in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your love life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To regain your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
920 of the Mark Arum Show. Oh no, red alert I-20 live with the latest. Mike Shields.
Yeah, right now all lanes being held with an injury crash. Mark I-20 westbound right at Fulton Industrial Boulevard, exit 49. At times they've been letting the left lane by, but right now all lanes being held and delays start back at I-285. Use Highway 78 Hollowell Parkway as an alternate. This report is brought to you by Zinshi Handcrafted Sushi. Craving something fresh and flavorful? Discover Zinshi Handcrafted Sushi. High quality, affordable, and made fresh daily. Find Zinshi Sushi today at your local Publix markets right by the seafood counter. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
I'm thrilled to be back with so many friends, supporters, and true American patriots on the eve of taking back our country. That's what we're going to do, take back our country.
President-elect Trump last night. We will hear from President Trump post-inauguration, actually during the inauguration here on 95.5 WSB. Welcome back to the special MLK Inauguration Day edition of the Mark Arum Show. In just a couple of minutes, we're going to go live to D.C. Linda Kenyon from CBS News covering the inauguration is going to join us live. I want to kind of preview what is going to happen today, though. Joining us from ABC News, law enforcement contributor and retired senior Secret Service agent Don Mihalik. Don, good morning. Thanks for your time. First question, the late-ish, last-minute-ish change from having the inauguration from outside to inside, how does that change what the Secret Service is going to do, what the law enforcement authorities are going to do when it comes to this inauguration?
I think anytime you have a major change in a major event like the inauguration, there are some hiccups that you have to work through. But, you know, the inside, outside, that's always part of the Secret Service National Special Security Planning process. They make sure that they have plans in place if there is a crazy Ivan call or a change during an event like this. So, you know, they probably had to adjust certain things and, move people around, and most importantly, make sure all of its partners understood what the changes were, which is typically the biggest issue. But I don't think it's a tremendous issue. It's just more about logistics and communication than anything else.
Is it possible that it might be an easier event to secure now that it's inside in the rotunda as opposed to being an outdoor event?
Typically, any event that's indoors is a little bit easier because you take out a lot of the line of sight issues. Having said that, the Secret Service has been doing inaugurations for a long time, so have the Capitol Police. So an outdoor inauguration is always what is expected and what is planned for, and the Secret Service, the Capitol Police, and all of its partners have plans in place to make sure that they address outdoor inaugural security issues, including long-distance threats. So I don't think for the agencies involved, the security posture diminishes at all. I just think it's the change of where you're at.
The focus obviously going to be securing the rotunda for the swearing in. A lot of folks that had tickets for the outdoor ceremony are going to be moved to that indoor arena. That will be heavily policed as well, and there'll be tight security in that arena.
Yeah, I mean, the U.S. Capitol, of course, is used to hosting, they just had former President Carter's funeral there. They're used to hosting high security events. They're used to having the president up there. So, and now what happens is the crowd during Inauguration Day outside is pretty large. And it's a ticketed event from people from everywhere. When it moves indoors, the ticketed event generally becomes your VIP type people now, congressmen, senators, former presidents. So the crowd demographics change to where it's more of a VIP setting inside the rotunda than when it's outside. You've got basically the entire swath of America attending.
As a former Secret Service agent, we're talking about the peaceful transition of power here from President Biden to President-elect Trump. What's it look like behind the scenes with the Secret Service agents as they switch details, right, from the president to the president-elect?
It's a very frenetic and long day for the Secret Service. Now, they, of course, since former President Trump has won the election, have been putting plans in place because in that time they have to spin up a detail for now with former President Biden. And in the case of former President Trump now, he's transitioning from having a former president's detail, which they're sort of going to be shutting down, and then putting him, attaching him to the president's detail. What most people don't understand is the president's detail is a set group of agents that cover whatever president is there. When I was in the Secret Service, I was there for the last 2 years of President Bush and the first 2 years of President Obama when I was on a president's detail. So I was there for that transition. Those agents stay. What changes is the former presidents get a brand new detail of agents that go with them into their former president status. And that's one of the big shifts you see. And that shift you actually see take place in real time as the president leaves the Capitol, or in this case, when he leaves the Capitol and becomes a former president, he's flown home by generally his new detail leader and his new detail that actually will take him home. So he leaves the president's detail, so to speak, at that moment, and then his former president's detail attaches to him and actually brings him to wherever he's going. So it's a pretty emotional process for a lot of the agents involved because you're been attached to the president for X amount of years and you're transitioning now. So
Don, does the incoming president get a say in personnel? Does he get to pick who's on his detail?
Generally, no. But what the new president does, as President Trump will do, is you get to pick your Secret Service director because it's a direct presidential appointment. So that Secret Service director is your choice. The special agent in charge of the president's detail is a Secret Service choice. And a couple of months ago, they just changed who was the special agent in charge. And from my understanding, he is remaining as the special agent in charge. So he would have covered what will soon be former President Biden. He will transition to President Trump in office. So that won't change, but what will change, as we know will change, will be who the new director is.
There you go. Don Mihalik, ABC News, former Secret Service agent. Don, appreciate your time this morning. Have a peaceful inauguration day, my friend.
You do.
There you go. Continuous coverage of inauguration, after news, weather, and traffic. We're going to go back live to D.C. Linda Kenyon from CBS News covering the inauguration is going to join us live. Shelley Winter, you hear him every night, 7 to 9 p.m. on WSB. He is up for the inauguration as well. He's going to join us live at 10:05. And at 10:35, Eric Erickson is going to join us. Not only going to talk about the inauguration, but the breaking news this morning, the preemptive pardons that President Biden issued to Fauci, Milley, a bunch of others. So we're going to get Eric's take on that and the second Trump administration. So Eric joins us live at 10:35. Social media is active at Mark Arum and at WSB Radio.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-935-6077. 800-935-6077. 800-935-6077. Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey, guys, when you're getting out of the shower and you see the hairs on the bottom of the tub, or you're looking in the mirror, you notice your thinning or your bald spots, is that of concern? It's Mark Arum here. I understand it. It's a problem as we get older and our hair starts to thin or we lose it. You can stop that with the amazing FUE treatment with my friends at Advanced Hair. Amazing facility, amazing procedure, amazing medical professionals, and now amazing savings to kick off the new year. Just call 470-660-HAIR. That's 470-660-HAIR. Get a free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts. Amazing, life-changing. You'll feel better about yourself. Finally take care of what's going on top of your head. Go to advancedhair.com. Check out the before and after pictures. Really see the results full hand. Amazing deal right now for the new year. $250 off, 250 free hair grafts. 470-660-HAIR. That's 470-660-HAIR.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 9:30. I'm Judd Hickenbotham. Our top story this half hour, we are watching a red alert brewing on the west side of town, I-20 westbound at Fulton Industrial Boulevard. All lanes currently blocked there. We're going to check in with the traffic team in about 3 minutes. Also watching today's events in Washington, D.C. as we are less than 2.5 hours from the inauguration of Donald Trump as the 47th president. We are less than a half hour from the scheduled meeting between President Biden and the president-elect at the White House.
The president and first lady will greet the new president and first lady for a traditional tea and coffee reception at the White House. After the brief sit-down, both will motorcade to the Capitol for the inauguration. And while they are there, a fine-tuned, choreographed moving process will begin.
That correspondent Linda Kenyon says a select staff at the White House will move out the Biden's belongings, move in the Trumps. That includes switching out mattresses and items in closets as well. President Biden also making some headlines on this last day in office as he issues pardons to high-profile people, political opponents of Trump, including Dr. Anthony Fauci, former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff Mark Milley, and members of the select January 6th committee. Biden insisting these people did nothing wrong, but he couldn't just do nothing. Trump had hinted possible retribution against those who have now been pardoned. You can hear live coverage of the inauguration starting at 11:30 this morning, about 2 hours from right now here on 95.5 WSB and on the WSB radio app. It is 20 chilly degrees in Midtown Atlanta. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards saying we are going to stay below freezing for the day. Wind chill actually dipped down near zero in some spots this morning, and we have the chance for some snow in the metro Atlanta area. That coming tomorrow, mainly south of I-20. Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast, less than 2 minutes away. Today in Atlanta, there will also be events to honor Martin Luther King Day, and Mercedes-Benz Stadium hosting the national championship game, college football tonight. Security is in place for all of these events.
Atlanta Police Deputy Chief Charles Baker says they've been working on a safety plan for today for months.
You should see an Atlanta police officer everywhere downtown.
The agency's worked with federal authorities to adjust its safety plan after the New Orleans terror attack.
Our job is to maintain safety and make sure that everyone has an enjoyable time.
Baker also says it's vital to say something if you see anything suspicious. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
And among the other stories we are following this morning, a Coweta County Battalion Fire Chief gunned down at an accident scene in Alabama.
Chambers County, Alabama investigators say they're piecing together the events that led to the horrific scene, but they believe 54-year-old James Cawthon was shot and killed after stopping to help a driver who struck a deer. Both were shot after walking up a driveway to ask a homeowner for help. Cawthon died on the scene. The driver was injured. The homeowner was also shot, but it's not clear who fired the shot that injured him. Police say he'll face murder charges when he's released from the hospital. The Coweta Fire Department calls it a senseless tragedy. Jennifer Perry, 95.5 WSB.
It's 9:33. Is Lime Team coverage now of traffic and weather. We told you about that red alert a little while ago in the WSB 24-hour traffic center. What can you see, Mike Shields?
And Judd, right now all lanes still being held. I-20 westbound right at Fulton Industrial Boulevard, exit 49, due to a widely scattered crash involving multiple vehicles. Now, I've been watching the GM cam. They've been slowly trying to get some of these vehicles to the right shoulder, but no timetable when they can reopen the left lanes. And as I speak, the fire department's starting to pull away, so they may be opening 2 left lanes right now, I-20 westbound at Fulton Industrial Boulevard, and they are right now, but still delays back to I-285. 2 right lanes remain blocked. Use Highway 78 as an alternate around that into Lithia Springs. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upward. Sunny skies, but staying cold today. High near 30. Lows tonight in the upper teens to low 20s. Tomorrow, cloudy with snow showers, a dusting to up to half an inch of snowfall expected for the metro region. Daytime high 34. Wednesday staying cold. Morning low 16. Afternoon high 35.
18 degrees right now in Alpharetta, 20 in Riverdale, 21 degrees in Midtown Atlanta at 9:34. More news at 10. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Judd Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
When the weather is at its worst,
We're looking at potentially 48 consecutive hours with temperatures below freezing.
we're at our best.
Prepare for this Arctic and prolonged cold.
Check in often for updates on how it will affect you and your commute.
Several surface streets are shut down around the metro.
Tune in often for the latest.
Right now, more than 900 flights are canceled or delayed at Hartsfield.
95.5 WSB, your severe weather station.
What a good feeling. We like winning, don't we, huh?
President-elect Trump last night at a rally. He has just arrived at the White House. We'll meet with President Biden on this Inauguration Day. We go live to D.C. Reporter Linda Kenyon joins us in 2 minutes on The Mark Arum Show.
If you're setting your financial resolutions for 2025, how does setting a goal to have income for a lifetime sound? Many happy retirees create income for a lifetime, and it's not just one product. Instead, it's something I call income investing. It's a way to harness the power of many different forms of cash flow, including rent, royalties, dividends, distributions, and interest. This is what we focus on here at Capital Investment Advisors. You can find us at yourwealth.com. That's YOUR wealth.com.
Start your year off stress-free and sell your home with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Hi, this is Mark Spain, and our offers are the strongest in the industry. When you receive a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, there's no showings, no open houses, and no stress. One of our clients, Tiffany, said, Mark Spain Real Estate was wonderful in answering any questions I had along the way. Find out what your guaranteed offer will be and close in as little as 21 days. There's no obligation. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
Our farmers feed us all. For generations, they've done what's best for the land. So why is the litigation industry threatening Georgia farmers' go-to crop protection tool? Without glyphosate-based herbicides, crop yields will drop, costs will soar, and we'll all see even higher grocery bills. Farmers need to be supported, not controlled. To keep glyphosate available in our state, go to TakeControlGeorgia.com. Paid for by Modern Ag Alliance in support of Georgia farmers.
At Cigna Healthcare, we're designing better weight management treatment options. Making sure that those who need GLP-1s have access to them is the first step.
1 mile complete.
And we help them take the right steps after that, giving them the personalized support they need to keep going.
1 more mile complete.
When it comes to healthcare, a better experience means better outcomes for everyone. That's better by design. Learn more at Cigna.com/better.
As Georgia's homegrown leader in business insurance, Builders partners with thousands of local businesses to safeguard workers and help them return to their lives after injuries. Explore reliable workers' compensation solutions at BLDRS.com. Builders, insurance built strong.
9:37 on this Inauguration MLK Day edition of the Mark Arum Show with you till 11:30. They're going to switch over fully to the inauguration coverage. Vice President-elect J.D. Vance will be sworn in at 11:36. He just arrived at the White House. President-elect Trump is soon to arrive at the White House. We'll meet at President Biden there. Obviously, inauguration coverage throughout the day here on 95.5 WSB. Continuing that coverage from the nation's capital, joining us live from CBS News, it's Linda Kenyon. Linda, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. All is well here. We started before the break of dawn this morning to make sure we're all past security and snugly ensconced in our workspace here at the White House, ready for the day to begin.
Yeah, I saw, was it a 4 a.m. check-in for the media? Was that right?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. So where will you be perched today for inauguration coverage?
I'm in my White House booth. I have a closed circuit, so I'm able to watch everything from here. We have feeds which are coming into the White House booth from Capitol Hill, from various reporter stand-ups peppered throughout the city, inside and outside the White House, also across the street at Lafayette Park, and at the front door. So we are able to see it all. I have 16 screens in front of me.
Oh, wow. Now, obviously, because of the Arctic chill, first time since Ronald Reagan's second inauguration, will be moved inside. I've been told that there's only 750 seats available in that rotunda. I mean, 750 seems like a lot, but that's going to be a very select number of people that actually get to witness it inside the rotunda. Who makes that decision, and who's going to be actually in there for the swearing-ins?
Well, that was made by the president-elect and by the inaugural committee, which is a bipartisan committee. And those who will be inside the inaugural rotunda in the Capitol building will be those who were supposed to be on the actual platform outdoors during the inaugural ceremony. So that will include members of Congress, members of the Supreme Court, special guests who were invited, and also the first families of the incoming and the outgoing president. Now, a lot of members of Congress will not be attending. That is not unusual. Usually the opposing party does not have full attendance at the inauguration, not expected. And so we will see, a lot of members of Congress who will not be there. We will see former presidents. We will see Barack Obama, but former First Lady Michelle Obama will not be there. We also hear that former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi will not be in the rotunda. That doesn't mean they're not watching it. It just means they're not going to physically be in the rotunda. Now, for all of those who were going to travel to Capitol Hill to watch the inauguration outdoors and stretching for a long, vast space on what's known as the National Mall, they can see the inauguration indoors by seeing it at the nearby Capitol Center. And that, by the way, is a large indoor venue where a lot of sporting events and concerts take place, so they can accommodate a lot of people. And there will also be an inaugural parade there. So that's how big the space is. And a lot of us who have covered these inaugurations outdoors and froze ourselves starting at 4 o'clock in the morning for several hours, we're saying, why don't we just do it this way all the time?
Yeah, I mean, and I'm sure the Secret Service would love to have it indoors as well, obviously for security concerns. Linda Kenyon in D.C. joining us live on the Mark Arum Show. Back to the 750 folks inside the Capitol Rotunda. That's a pretty good litmus test to see who gets in and who doesn't get in as far as favorability ratings on President-elect Trump, right? That's like the VIP guest list. So if you're inside for the inauguration and the swearing in, you're high on the priority list.
Absolutely. These are some people who have been specially invited. For example, Elon Musk, who is going to be the co-chair of the DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, which is an unofficial government department created by Donald Trump to cut government spending. Along with him, other tech titans, including Mark Zuckerberg from Meta, also known as Facebook. You've got Amazon, Jeff Bezos. And you have, and this is a very interesting development, you have the CEO of TikTok, Shou Zi Chow, TikTok being in the news lately because of a ban that has gone into effect. The Chinese-owned parent company of TikTok was told to divest itself from its U.S. holdings if it wanted to continue to operate that social media platform in the U.S. It did not. TikTok has been banned in the U.S. It's a very popular social media platform. A lot of people use it not just to watch funny videos, but also to help their businesses. And Donald Trump has vowed to suspend that ban, which is a kind of a reversal because during his first administration, he wanted the ban, citing national security reasons. And now he's saying, well, maybe we need to reconsider this ban. So he wants to suspend it for a fairly long period of time.
Linda, I got to ask you about the breaking news that popped this morning, the preemptive pardons issued by President Biden. I mean, that came out of nowhere, it seems. What's been reaction on Capitol Hill to those pardons?
You know, it did and it didn't come out of nowhere. I mean, this is a very unusual move. The people that were pardoned by Joseph Biden this morning include Dr. Anthony Fauci, retired General Mark Milley, members of the committee that investigated Donald Trump in the January 6th attack on the Capitol. These were all people that Donald Trump has vowed to seek political retribution against. And he has that's also very unusual for a president to seek revenge, if you will, to those he may see as his political enemies. And Joe Biden said, you know what, I can't. In fact, his quote was, "These are exceptional circumstances, and I cannot in good conscience do nothing." General Mark Milley, former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, had some unkind words for Donald Trump. He has sent out a statement saying that he's very grateful for the pardon because he didn't want to spend, as he said, the last part of his life that God gives him on this earth trying to defend against ridiculous. Well, ridiculous is not the exact word, but it was the insinuation against prosecution for having done nothing wrong. None of these people were charged with anything. However, I think that Biden was sending a signal that when Donald Trump says he's going to do something, he's probably going to do it. So he wanted to get in front of that. And as he said, again, these are exceptional circumstances, and, quote, I cannot in good conscience do nothing.
On the heels of those preemptive pardons, I'm seeing President-elect arriving at the White House soon to meet with President Biden, making that relationship even icier. Do you think that will be discussed by the president and the president-elect?
This is a closed event. This is a traditional tea and coffee reception. It lasts about, maybe 20, 25 minutes at the White House. It's a normal part of the peaceful transition of power. This, by the way, I will point out, did not happen when Trump was leaving the White House the first time and Joe Biden was coming in. However, we do wish that it wasn't a closed event, because it would be very interesting to record for history what the conversation was like inside. And so nonetheless, they're having their tea and coffee reception shortly. And then from there, they will motorcade to Capitol Hill. And at high noon Eastern, there will be the start of the changing of the guard, the peaceful transition of power. The outgoing president will bid goodbye. The incoming president will bid hello.
Final question for you, Linda. Quick one. How many inaugurations have you covered in your career?
Let me see. Let me count. 4. This will be my 5th.
4. 5th. Excellent. All right. Very important day for the nation right now, the peaceful transfer of power. Linda, thanks for your time. As always, stay warm, my friend.
Thank you. I will do that.
There you go. Linda Kenyon, CBS News at the White House, covering her 5th presidential inauguration. Our inauguration coverage continues next on The Mark Arum Show.
Trump.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
Becomes the 47th President of the United States.
I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States.
And WSB has this uniquely American moment covered.
So help me God.
Coverage begins at 11:30 today. 95.5 WSB.
Your 2025 inauguration station.
Healthy, beautiful skin can be yours with Olansky Dermatology. They're experts in aesthetic and medical skincare needs, including Mohs surgery. Schedule online 24/7 at their Cumming, Roswell, and Buckhead locations, with new convenient evening and Saturday hours at their Buckhead office. With 40 years as Atlanta's premier dermatology practice, they're your trusted skincare specialist. Visit OlanskyDermatology.com for an appointment with Atlanta's top dermatologist. Olansky Dermatology and Aesthetics, where everyone deserves healthy skin.
Where can you kick off the new year with big savings on gig speed? Only with Xfinity. Now through January 30th, get gig internet at home for $25 a month for 1 year when you add a limited mobile line, which connects you to gig speed Wi-Fi on the road. Hey, it's Mark Arum here. Save more than $650 over AT&T and Verizon in your first year. Plus, hurry and take advantage, because right now you can also get a free 5G phone with trade-in. So save big and stay connected to what you love with fast gig speed internet and mobile. From home to hotspots this new year, it's all about gig speeds and big savings. Don't wait and get gig speed internet. Spend less green. Switch to Xfinity. Go to Xfinity.com/gig savings to learn more. Requires paperless billing with autopay and stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment taxes, fees extra. $40 internet discount applied to mobile bill after promo regular rate supply. Actual speeds vary. Savings compared to Verizon Fiber Gig Plus One Unlimited Welcome Line and AT&T Fiber Gig Plus One Unlimited Starter Line. Xfinity internet required. Reduced speeds after 30 gigabits of internet usage per line. Data thresholds, actual savings vary.
This is Greg Trusinski from the Original Mattress Factory. I want to share the story of a couple I worked with recently. After receiving a quote from a competitor for a mattress, they visited OMF and found a mattress that was a great fit for them. They were so pleased with our quality and value that they ended up purchasing 2 mattresses, a box spring, headboard, and frame. Their total at OMF was roughly $400 less than what they would have spent on just the one mattress at the competitor. If you're ready to get better sleep for less, visit us at originalmattress.com.
Are the effects of diabetes, prostate cancer, hypertension, or high cholesterol robbing you of your ability to perform in the bedroom? Choice Men's Health can help you eliminate ED and get your bedroom performance back in just one visit. Choice Men's Health offers breakthrough treatments for ED and performance issues in the bedroom to help you regain your confidence and give you back the intimacy with your partner. Call Choice Men's Health right now to make an appointment and find out how you can eliminate ED on the first visit. Popular name brand pills like Viagra and Cialis don't work for everyone and can have serious side effects. Choice Men's Health custom medications work immediately, even if you have a medical history or think you're too old to perform like you used to. Choice Men's Health can help you have a fulfilling sex life again. Call Choice Men's Health today at 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170. Once again, that's 404-400-1170.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Former CIA officer Jason Hansen here. As someone who's dedicated my life to protecting people, I know the importance of guarding what matters most. Right now, with global instability and the dollar's declining value, that means securing your financial assets with gold. For me, I trust Advantage Gold with my own investments. Give them a call at 800-900-8000 for a 100% free gold guide. Again, call Advantage Gold now at 800-900-8000 today.
Paid for by Advantage Gold. Performance may vary. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Always consult your financial and tax professional.
9:51 on the Mark Arum Show. Back to delays on I-20 live with the latest. Here's Mike Shields.
And they're starting to improve, Mark. That's the good news with the crash that had all lanes shut down at times for about 20 minutes. They've been able to move everything mostly to the right shoulder. I-20 westbound at Fulton Industrial Boulevard, exit 49, but at times a right lane is blocked, and the delays still continue, leaving I-25, making your way past Fulton Industrial Boulevard and eventually into Lithia Springs. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
64 years ago today, as heard on WSB Radio, newly sworn-in President John F. Kennedy delivering one of the most famous lines of any inaugural addresses. Welcome back to the special inauguration MLK edition of the Mark Arum Show. Guests currently arriving at the U.S. Capitol for inauguration. I feel bad. We heard George was up. George Clark was up getting audio. He went up there to D.C. Shelley Winter's up there. He's going to join us live after the news at 10. For the folks that made the plans, Deborah, right, you got to, get your tickets and book hotels and get your flights. I feel bad for the folks that were planning to be in the National Mall for the inauguration, and then because of the inclement weather, the cold weather, they had to move it to the Capitol Center, which I would imagine only holds like 20 to 23,000 people. So there's going to be a lot of folks that are left out in the cold, if you will.
Literally.
That went up there to do this. Now I'm sure they're having a good time anyway, and the balls and the parties and a celebration, but that I'm trying to think as a sports fan, if
you went to the watch party, it's not quite the same as actually going to the Super Bowl.
Like we have the national championship college tonight, which is, and by the way, the fact that it's freezing here, right? If this was Miami versus UCLA in the championship game here in Atlanta, we'd be hearing from the fans bitching about the cold. Right, be like, we came to Atlanta, it's 6 degrees, this sucks. But it's Ohio State and Notre Dame. They're used to it. So we dodged a bullet there because can you imagine like two Southern California teams coming or
Oh, yeah, they'd be so angry.
or Arizona versus
Oh, but it's inside, though, right?
Yeah, but people, they would be complaining, I can't believe this is hot Atlanta. It's so cold. But luckily, Ohio State and Notre Dame, and I know they're excited for it. That's so cool that those two teams get to be in it. Anyway, I digress. Imagine if they bought tickets, right, for Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and they're like, they plan, they get the hotels, the airfare, and then for whatever reason, there's a leak at Mercedes-Benz, and they're like, we got to move it to a smaller venue, and half of you can't make it in. Like, that'd be heartbreaking. So I totally feel for the folks that plan to celebrate the inauguration in the mall area, had their tickets, but now won't be able to have that opportunity because there's no way that Capitol Center Arena can fill everyone that was planning on going. So that does stink. So Ronald Reagan was the last time. I don't remember that. I have no memory of the swearing-in ceremony for Reagan's second term being inside the Capitol Rotunda. I don't have any memory of that at all. But this, to me, I mean, this is one of the most patriotic days for us in America. Like, the world is watching this. The leading democracy on the globe and the peaceful transition of power and how we do it, the pomp, the circumstance, the swearing in, the Supreme Court justice in the swearing in process. I mean, this is it. And even if you were a Kamala Harris supporter, she lost, your person lost, doesn't matter. This is a very important day in American history, and it's something we should all be proud of. So we should all be celebrating this peaceful transition of power. We go from one administration to the other. I feel bad for, President Trump-elect Trump just pulling up to the White House in the Secret Service SUV. He's going to go in and have that coffee and tea breakfast, I guess you will, with the Biden. So we see, Deborah, your eyes are better than mine. Is that President Biden and Joe Biden there on the front steps of the White House?
It looks like it. It's their backs to us, but it looks like it.
Either them or stunt double. So they're going to watch. Can we pull up CNN for a second, Colby? Let me hear what they're saying just to confirm. All right, so President-elect Trump just got out of the SUV. Melania Trump, they walk up the stairs in Cincinnati. Shaking hands. Exchanging pleasantries, posing for a picture now. Freezing. Both men wearing long overcoats. Joe Biden in a purplish outfit with a dress. Melania Trump looking very sharp, wearing a hat. Very windy outside there. They just opened the doors to the White House. The president-elect and the president walking in, followed in tandem by the First Lady. I mean...
there they go inside the White House.
All right, Tapper, hold on. I'm doing this. I'm doing the play-by-play, Tapper. How can you not feel patriotic pride? Like the ex-president or the soon-to-be ex-president welcoming the new president in. That's phenomenal. This whole day is going to be phenomenal. They go and have their tea and coffee. The inauguration. Again, 11:36, Vice President-elect J.D. Vance will be sworn in. President-elect Trump will be sworn in at 11:47, and then he will begin his inaugural address at 11:53. So programming-wise, we're going to end the show early. We're going to be down at 11:30. Chris Chandler is going to take over from that point. You will hear the inauguration, the swearing in of both Vance and Trump, and you'll hear President Trump's inaugural address, his second that he's given, as he heads up his second term. So our complete coverage of the inauguration throughout the morning, throughout the afternoon here on 95.5 WSB. When we come back after news, weather, and traffic, Shelley Winter is live in D.C. We're going to check in, see how much fun he had last night. 10:35, Eric Erickson joining us live. Got to ask him about the breaking news you heard this morning. President Biden offering preemptive pardon. So much more to talk about here on 95.5 WSB.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-575-2798.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-2798. That's 800-575-2798.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Men, if you're suffering from ED or PE, Priority Men's Medical Center will get your love life back in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your love life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To regain your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
WSB Atlanta, WSB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
Good morning. It's 10 o'clock. I'm Veronica Waters, WSB's top local story.
I wanted to be here, particularly today, as opposed to what's going on nationally.
Celebrants file into Ebenezer Baptist Church in Atlanta, eager to celebrate Martin Luther King Day. For Victoria Saho, Dr. King's legacy highlights peace and goodwill, which she says we need right now.
Diversity, inclusion, empowerment, patience. Looking out for your fellow man.
King Day is the backdrop for today's events in Washington, D.C. as we say goodbye to one administration and see the next ushered in. Correspondent Nancy Cortez has a preview.
The presidential oath of office will be administered to Donald John Trump by the Chief Justice of the United States, John Roberts, and the oath will be issued to the Vice President-elect, J.D. Vance, by Associate Justice Brett Kavanaugh.
After a church ceremony just minutes ago, the president-elect arrived at the White House for the traditional tea and coffee ceremony with President Biden and the First Lady. By the way, you can hear our special one-hour tribute to the life and works of Dr. King tonight at 7 on 95.5 WSB. It is now 23 degrees in Midtown Atlanta. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards says these cold temperatures are going to be with us all day long. Look for sunny skies, though, and highs just topping out around 30 degrees. Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast is coming up. President Biden has been busy during his final hours in office, making a flurry of last-minute pardons to some high-profile folks.
The president has pardoned Dr. Anthony Fauci, retired General Mark Milley, and members of the House committee that investigated the January 6th attack on the Capitol. The preemptive pardons follow warnings from incoming President Donald Trump, who has promised to exact revenge on those he considers political enemies.
Correspondent Linda Kenyon says Biden insists it does not mean any of those pardoned did anything wrong. He says he cannot in good conscience do nothing. Biden and Trump are scheduled to sit down for tea in just a few minutes. Here we go again. Wintry weather will once again impact roadways, but the biggest concern is going to be south of I-20 this time around.
Racing for round 2 of possible ice and snow Tuesday. The metro area likely seeing less accumulation than central and south Georgia. The DOT's Natalie Dale says they are not taking any chances.
This storm system is so big, so unpredictable at this time, and the temperatures are going to be so extreme.
She tells Channel 2 Action News they'll prep more than 6,000 miles of roads, primarily interstate highways. Single-digit wind chills and sustained sub-freezing temperatures means what falls will stick. A dusting for some, 2 inches or more for others. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
All right, so Atlanta police are going to have a lot of extra security around the city today as so many events are converging, including the College Football Championship and King Day festivities.
We have several teams. Tactical teams will be deployed. Our civil disturbance unit will be deployed. Our bicycle response team will be deployed.
Deputy Chief Charles Baker says that they have every police officer ready to be working and on staff today. He says they've all stepped up operations following that deadly truck attack on New Year's in New Orleans. And the humanitarian events have not stopped just because there are so many other things happening today. Plenty of Atlanta residents are going to spend today helping others in order to honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Hosea Williams' daughter, Elizabeth Omalami, heads Hosea Helps, which is spending the holiday getting meals, clothing, and housing aid for the many in need.
Hosea Helps is in its 20th year of celebrating Martin Luther King's birthday through service to others.
Omalami says there is much need these days, and Hosea Helps is helping on all fronts.
This aggressive approach is needed to say this is what Dr. King would want.
Volunteers are still needed. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
It's 10:04, and the Mark Arum Show continues in less than 2 minutes. But first, it's time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. And Andrew Seco's live in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
And right now, we are seeing a little bit of extra stoppage outbound towards Lithia Springs. Earlier, trouble still leaving the brakes. 20 westbound at Fulton Industrial, exit 49, stretching you back past 285. A couple extra minutes of commute time heading closer to this little stretch. And we're seeing some road work in Brookhaven, 400 southbound at exit 2 Lennox Road, exit 2, right lane blocked off here. Slowing to go on you as you were merging. Andrew Seco, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Despite the sunshine, temperatures won't climb above freezing today with an afternoon high near 30, lows tonight in the upper teens to low 20s. Tomorrow, daytime high 34, but with the majority of the day around freezing, snow showers are to be expected. Anywhere from a dusting to about half an inch of snowfall possible across the metro region. Anything that falls to the ground will stick due to the freezing conditions. Wednesday morning low 16, sunny skies Wednesday afternoon high 35.
Right now it's 20 degrees in Chamblee, 21 in College Park, and 23 degrees in Midtown Atlanta at 10:05. More news at 10:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
Welcome back to the show and a good Monday morning to you. Mark Arum here, you there. It's 10:05, 5 minutes after 10 o'clock. This is the Mark Arum Show live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon on 95.5 WSB. The extended family with us today, Deborah Green, the executive producer of the show. Colby Cannoli on the other side of the takeout window. Lil Gnocchi screens your calls. 30 minutes from now, Eric Erickson joins us live. Going to ask him about the preemptive pardons dropped early this morning. The breaking news you heard on Atlanta's Morning News that President Biden has preemptively pardoned Fauci, Milley, and others. So we'll pick Eric's brain about that coming up in 30 minutes. In the meantime, though, we continue our pregame coverage of the inauguration. Joining us live in the nation's capital, you know him, you love him, you hear him every night, 7 to 9 p.m. on WSB Radio. My big brother, Shelley Winter. Shell, good morning, buddy.
Hey, good morning, Mark. How are you?
I apologize in advance if this is way too early after your partying last night, but thanks for jumping on with us.
Not a problem, not a problem. And I'm included in that pardon as well. He had listed, my name is down at the bottom, so I got a pardon for any future crimes that I commit.
But what about, did he pardon you for January 6th, though?
No, I can still be prosecuted for January 6th.
Gotcha. All right, so Shelley, thanks so much for jumping on. I want our listeners to live vicariously through you. So you're in D.C. for the inauguration. Before we get to what you're doing today, what's your time in D.C. been like so far? What have you been doing?
Well, I got to tell you, Mark, that the really big story up here is that I've been to 2 inaugurations. I went to Obama's first inauguration. I went to Trump's inauguration in 2017. And the security, I've never seen it like this before. There are perimeters upon perimeters. Last night we went out, and it was next to impossible to get out of where we were. Everyone walked to the place we were at. It's called Hamilton's, and that's where the party was. And it was next to impossible to get out because all the streets are blocked off. And I've never seen a perimeter so far away from the actual Capitol. Streets are blocked off. There are cops everywhere. And what a lot of the rumors are flying is that that everything has been canceled, not so much due to weather, what we've been hearing from everybody is due to high alert security threats.
Oh, so like what example? For example, what's been canceled because of those security threats?
I'm talking about like moving to the rotunda, the inauguration being at the Capitol. It's getting into the Capitol for the rally was a long line, but getting into the Capitol, what I'm hearing from people that are down at Capital One Arena now, the line is incredibly long because of security checks, not because of so many people. I mean, there's a lot of people, but it's taking a long time to get through security. But the number of streets that are blocked off really far away from the Capitol. Usually you can get pretty much close to this downtown to see an inauguration, out where it normally is held. But now the streets are blocked off everywhere, and there's a high National Guard is out. And so I haven't heard this from media outlets, but what we're hearing on the ground, it's due to a high level credible threats.
Interesting. I don't doubt that. Yeah. So sources tell us here at WSB Radio, Shelley, that there are 8,000 National Guard members from 40 states in the Capitol for the inauguration.
And you see them.
8,000 National Guard members. So, all right, we'll dig into that. If you hear anything more about any credible threats, let us know. All right, what about? I know you were trying to get invites to the inaugural balls. Any luck on that yesterday?
Yes, yes. So AMAC, the lawyer, and we have one ticket for the Liberty Ball, which one ticket gets. We can. It's easy to get in when you have one ticket than when you have no tickets at all. So we should be going to the Liberty Ball tonight at 8:00, and we're watching we're going to be downtown watching the inaugurate everything at a place called Public Bar Live, which they pulled that together at the last minute. A couple of the state GOPs pulled that together to watch live. They'll have food and everything for everybody to watch the inauguration live, so we don't have to go to Capital One Arena.
Oh, okay. So you've got a little side party to watch the actual swearing in and the inaugural address. I was wondering because I said in the last segment, I feel bad for all the folk, hundreds of thousands of people that plan to go to the inauguration, watch it on the National Mall, and then it get moved inside. And I don't know what the capacity of the Capitol Center is, but it's probably like 20 or 25,000.
Exactly.
That leaves a lot of folks without anywhere to go. And I felt so bad for them getting up there.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's interesting because people are upset, but because they're fans, it's like your favorite rock band canceling a show at the last minute. You're still a fan of that rock band. So it's kind of, a lot of people are upset, but they're not, they understand it being canceled. But a lot of people feel that the weather was not the reason, because it's been cold before. And like a lot of people are saying, they knew they were coming to D.C. They knew it was going to be cold a week ago. So they dressed appropriately, or they packed appropriately. So I really think this is a security issue. I believe that, but we'll see what happens. But the National Guard, you see them everywhere. You see police everywhere. You see marked cars everywhere. And like I said, the blocking of the streets really is an indication, because it's not normal blocking off of the streets for a parade or for inauguration. The perimeter is much further out than it usually is.
Shelley Winter, live in the nation's capital, joining us here on the Mark Arum Show. Tell us more about the Liberty Ball. How did you get the ticket, and where is it being held, and what do you expect to see at the ball tonight?
A lot of open bar and free food.
All right.
And by the way, breaking news! I saw our governor last night at the gala, the gala that we were at. I saw him getting in a car and with his team, security team, and I saw him here. Marjorie Taylor Greene spoke. We were at a gala last night called the Southern States Gala. And Alabama put it on. It was Georgia, Alabama, and all the southern states. And Marjorie Taylor Greene spoke. Let's see. But that was last night. The Liberty Ball, I don't know where it is. I'm not sure yet. It doesn't say on our little ticket.
How did you get into the gala? That seems pretty cool.
Well, it seems like it seems to me like when I'm staying with my sister, and she picked up all our credentials on Saturday, and it seems like what happened was they stuck those ball tickets into some of the media outlets because of the changes. So there's so many changes, and they change every day, that I think they gave some media outlets ball tickets to kind of make up for the changes that happened at the last minute, because a lot of media outlets because it moved to the rotunda. So obviously it's only select media is at the rotunda because of space. So I think they kind of tossed the bone to different outlets.
And you got the bone. All right, very good.
Yeah, I got the bone.
So speaking of the rotunda,
don't say that out loud.
Apparently, there's only, and it's going to be tight squeeze, but the Capitol Rotunda, there are only 750 seats in there for to watch the swearing in and the inaugural address. And I talked to White House correspondent Linda Kenyon last half hour about that. That will tell you who has curried the best favor with President-elect Trump, right? Because that's
Absolutely.
a limited amount of seats. So if you get in that rotunda, then you obviously are deemed very important by the president-elect.
Absolutely, and that's 750 because it's what we were told was that it was only going to be the elected officials and family for the rotunda, to your point about being 750. But we know 90% of Democrats are not showing up. So those tickets would go to, like you said, if you got into that rotunda, you're connected, definitely.
It's like the champagne room, if you will.
Yeah. It's like the late night VIP.
Yeah. All right. So I'm assuming you're off tonight because we're doing the MLK special at 7 p.m. What are Shelley's travel plans? When are you back in the A?
I'll be back tomorrow afternoon and going right to the station to do 2 hours of full recap of this historical inauguration.
And you're going to post stuff on social media? Folks can find you where?
Actually, folks can find me at Shelley Winter, but because I'm working for the station, I'll be posting stuff on WSBRadio.com. So go to WSBRadio.com and look for all the pictures of Shelley Winter in Washington, D.C. And George Clark is up here as well.
I heard him this morning on Atlanta. All right, so they turned the keys to WSBRadio.com over to you. Bold move, Heather. Bold move.
She's got to approve everything. She's got to approve
That is a bold move. All right, final question. I want to talk football with you. Who do you got tonight? Ohio State, Notre Dame.
I go back and forth. So right now, if you're asking me to make a decision right now, I'm Notre Dame, but like last night at 11 o'clock, I was Ohio State. So I'm going back and forth. I'll make a game time decision about 5 minutes to 8, what I do, sporting-wise.
Shelley, have the best time. I'm so happy for you. Thanks for sharing for the folks in Atlanta that couldn't make up to the inauguration. The galas, the balls, the pomp, the circumstance, this amazingly patriotic day, and you get to be in the heart of it. Shelley Winter, and thanks for filling in for me last week, dude. That was clutch.
Oh, thanks for asking me. I appreciate you. Love you very much, Mark.
Love you too, brother. Stay safe. Stay warm up there. Shelley Winter, going to the Liberty Ball tonight, Deborah Green. Where is it, Shelley? I don't know. I don't know. We'll be right back. Our inauguration coverage continues next on The Mark Arum Show.
When the weather is at its worst,
It'll be just the beginning of the weather we're going to get.
we're at our best.
Tracking a blast of very cold air.
Check in often for updates on how it will affect you and your commute.
Crash now shutting down Holcomb Bridge Road entirely.
Tune in often for the latest.
Temperatures down into the teens to low 20s.
95.5 WSB, your severe weather station.
This past year has been incredibly tough for me. Hey, it's Belinda. Last year, I lost my dad, and most recently, my mom passed away peacefully at home. Please bear with me. My heart is broken. But I'm so grateful Mom was able to remain in her home until the end, thanks to the outstanding caregivers. I just have to tell you about Four Seasons Home Care. Mom loved the caregivers who took such good care of her. Knowing she was in good hands allowed me to be there as her daughter without the stress of managing everything alone. And I was able to keep up with my own responsibilities as a wife and mom, knowing we had these angels who were there day and night, making sure that Mom had everything she needed and fulfilled her wish to stay at home where she was most comfortable. Hey, if your parents are aging, don't wait to get caregiving help. Call Four Seasons Home Care and start the conversation. It's a free call and it can make all the difference. Google Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta. That's Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta.
Houston, we've got a problem.
It starts with a little leak here and a little leak there. Before you know it, Houston, we've got a problem. The leaky ductwork in your home or business is costing you money, maybe lots of it. MediClean Air Pros specializes in air duct cleaning and AeroSeal air duct sealing. MediClean will seal the leaks, which will lower your power bill. If you see more dust than usual in your house, or maybe one room's too hot or one room's too cold, visit MediCleanAirPros.com. MediCleanAirPros.com.
Winning in the NFL comes down to the basics, blocking and tackling. In retirement, protection and income are the keys to success. Simply put, if you're nearing or in retirement, you can't afford a stock market crash. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons. Having played on winning teams with the Steelers and Falcons, studying game film was a key to success. Now I'm a best-selling author and star in a new groundbreaking documentary film called The Retirement Deception. It unveils how the Wall Street machine has been deceiving us for decades and proves you don't need to risk your nest egg in the market to have the retirement you deserve. This film shows you exactly how to protect your retirement from stock market drops and produce more income than you thought possible. I want you to watch this film for free. Call today for your free copy of The Retirement Deception. I think you would agree 30 to 40 years of saving for retirement is at least worth a phone call to watch this film and see how you can improve your retirement. Call today to speak with an all-pro retirement specialist to get your free copy of The Retirement Deception. Call 888-471-3896. That's 888-471-3896. MitchLyonsWealth.com. Your best game plan to protect, grow, and win retirement.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell.
And I'm Monica Pearson. Dale and I have worked together for years, first at WSB, and today helping you find Georgia's best companies and sharing why they're the best.
Monica, one of the first companies I researched and recommended is AMCO Transmissions and Total Car Care. For more than a dozen years, they've consistently met my 7-point standard and honored my Make It Right guarantee. And I know you believe in AMCO just as much as I do.
Dale, over the years, we've both reported about people getting taken advantage of. So I'm keenly aware what it takes to deliver not just great performance, but great customer service. People who follow my advice literally stop me on the street and thank me for referring them to AMCO.
We all need mechanics we can trust for correct diagnosis, sufficient repair, and fair price. Not just for transmission repair, but engines, brakes, check engine lights, and so much more. Call the locally owned AMCO near you.
And I know their nationwide warranty protects you everywhere.
That's AA.
MCO.
With MSC Cruises, discover big on a mini getaway or treat yourself to a week-long vacation. For a limited time, book now and enjoy up to 35% off cruises, plus kids sail free. Sail to the turquoise waters of the Bahamas with stops at our private island, Ocean Key MSC Marine Reserve, or experience the beauty of the Caribbean and more destinations. MSC Cruises, for a greater beauty. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta. Why does it matter that D. Geller & Son is Atlanta's first diamond wholesaler? Because we get first dibs. When diamonds come to Atlanta, they come to D. Geller & Son first. A bunch of diamonds that look the same on paper, but there's about 1 in every 10 that you can see from across the room. So we keep the good one, we pack the rest back up, and they go somewhere else. Usually a big box store that's not quite as picky. That means the same color, same clarity, and same price gets you more brilliance, more sparkle, more bang for your diamond buck at D. Geller & Son. In Atlanta, Kennesaw, and Sandy Springs, online at dgeller.com.
Income for a lifetime for you and your family after you've left the workforce. Many retirees harness the power of income investing to give themselves peace of mind and create a consistent income stream from their retirement savings. Income investing uses many different forms of cash flow, including rent, royalties, dividends, distributions, and interest. This is what we focus on here at Capital Investment Advisors. You can find us at yourwealth.com. That's yourwealth.com.
1021 on the Mark Arum Show, checking trouble on I-75, live to Atlanta's only 24-hour traffic center. It's Andrew Seco.
Looking at a right lane blocked out here, looking at a stall 75 south, just south of 575, exit 268. Already feeling the pinch as you leave in Kennesaw. No need for an alternate quite yet, just a quick tap of the brakes as you're moving. And a new slow spot looking northbound, just north of exit 263, that's South Marietta Parkway. This report sponsored by Rapid Radios, their instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. And for a limited time, you can go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. Andrew Seco, 95.5 WSB.
It's like Christmas, Easter, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, my birthday, all wrapped up into one special day where we can take back our country once and for all.
Don Jr. last night at the Trump rally. As we fast forward to this morning, guests are arriving at the U.S. Capitol for the inauguration. Our inauguration coverage continues right now on the Mark Arum Show. We're going to break early today. We'll be off at 11:30, and then we're going to turn the station over to Chris Chandler as he anchors our inauguration coverage right at 11:30. According to the schedule, and Deborah, you know these schedules can often go awry, 11:36. Vice President-elect J.D. Vance will be sworn in. President-elect Trump be sworn in at 11:47. And then at 11:53, President Trump will give his address, 11:53, his inaugural address. Looking live at the Capitol Rotunda as guests start arriving all ready for the inauguration. Again, only 750 seats in there. Just saw Newt Gingrich walk by. He was on the show. I can't believe I missed interviewing Newt.
I know. I had that all set up for you.
Yeah, but I listened. Shelley did a great job interviewing Newt. He's got that new documentary coming out. All right, there's a really tiny guy I don't recognize. So all the dignitaries, I'm very curious to see who actually is going to get one of those 750 seats inside the rotunda. And Shelley mentioned that, unconfirmed, just what he's hearing on the ground, that they moved this inside for security reasons, not really the weather. I mentioned earlier the last time that the swearing in ceremony took place was 1985 for the second Reagan inauguration. I don't remember that, but I do remember it was 1841, Deborah, when William Harrison was sworn in and gave his inaugural address in the nation's capital. In the middle, it was a blizzard condition. It was freezing, and he wanted to show strength, and he didn't. So he didn't wear a jacket, right? He didn't wear, and then he caught pneumonia. What happened to William Harrison?
Yeah, William Henry Harrison, our ninth president, became our ninth president, and 30 days later he passed away after catching pneumonia. To trying to be out there in the cold weather.
Yeah, which is crazy. I mean, I understand in 2025 not wearing a jacket because it's video and people are watching it on TV. But in 1841, who's going to know if you were wearing a jacket or not? It was freezing.
Cameras. You still had cameras then. Just old school cameras.
Tin
the one.
type,
Yeah.
So that was foolish. So I don't know what there is. Is it the Arctic temperatures, or was it a security concern that caused them to move everything into the Capitol Rotunda? I've been in that rotunda. It'll take your breath away when you walk in there and you see the portraits and the dome, I guess you call it, at the top. All right, so they're filing in now. So they're already getting seated an hour before the Vance swearing in. So the guests are already piling in there. At least they're going to be warm inside of the rotunda instead of freezing cold outside. I wanted to play, I played that earlier of John F. Kennedy, as you heard here on WSB Radio 64 years ago today, being sworn in. I'm going to play a montage of various presidents taking the oath of office from 1937 all the way up to present day. So every one of these presidents taking the oath, you heard live on WSB Radio.
I, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, do solemnly swear. I, Harry S. Truman, do solemnly swear. I, Dwight D. Eisenhower, do solemnly swear.
I, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, do solemnly swear.
I, Lyndon Baines Johnson, do solemnly swear.
I, Richard Billhouse Nixon, do solemnly swear.
I, Jimmy Carter, do solemnly swear.
I, Ronald Reagan, do solemnly swear.
I, George Herbert Walker Bush, do solemnly swear.
I, William Jefferson Clinton, do solemnly swear.
I, George Walker Bush, do solemnly swear.
I, Barack Hussein Obama, do solemnly swear.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear. I, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., do solemnly swear. That I will faithfully execute the office of
President of the United States.
And will, to the best
of my ability,
preserve,
protect,
and defend the Constitution
of the United States.
So help me God. Congratulations, Mr. President.
Wow. All heard on WSB. Gerald Ford not in there, by the way. He took the oath at the White House on August 9th, 1974. After Nixon resigned, he never had a regular inauguration at the Capitol. News, weather, and traffic will continue our inauguration coverage. Eric Erickson joins us live next on The Mark Arum Show.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 30% upfront bonus? Are they promising you up to 10% growth per year guaranteed for your retirement income? If not, you need a new financial advisor. I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. If you plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait only to find out it's too late. I've seen hard-working folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They're not. That's up to $30,000 up front or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't work when you're supposed to be retired. And if any financial advisor tells you it's too good to be true, they simply don't have the options we do. Call Trajan today at 404-390-4000.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company.
It's just not normal, friends. The pain caused from chronic joint pain day after day. But some of you have dealt with that pain for so long, it's become your new normal. Short-term fixes not working. Make the decision now to say, no, not going to live with that. It's Mark Aaron back with you. Get moving again in 2025 with help from my friends at QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, joint preservation. Yes, you can revitalize your joints with advanced orthobiologic treatments at QC Kinetics. No steroids, no drugs, no surgery. This is the future of medicine using an array of natural solutions like PRP to attack the pain from arthritis. I want you to call QC Kinetics right now for a free consultation. Deal with joint pain now so you can make the most of the new year. Call QC Kinetics, friends, 770-285-8026, 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026.
This is Greg Trzynski of the Original Mattress Factory. I recently had two sets of customers who had vastly different stories. One had purchased elsewhere 3 years ago and spent $5,000, and the other had purchased from OMF 12 years ago and spent $1,000. The difference? Our customer's mattress lasted 4 times longer and cost them 5 times less. Don't waste money on overpriced, overhyped mattresses. Visit the Original Mattress Factory for unbeatable quality and value. Sleep better, longer, for less.
It's Home Show time. The North Atlanta Home Show is January 24th through the 26th at the Gas South Convention Center. Yep, 3 days full of great deals, new ideas, and practical advice for your home. Tickets are available now at NorthAtlantaHomeShow.com. Use promo code BAKER and save 50%.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather, traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
Good morning, it's 10:30. I'm Veronica Waters. The news this half hour is brought to you by my Metro Atlanta Amco dealers. Our top local story, dual lenses are on America today. One marking the life and legacy of a late humanitarian. The other marking the inauguration of a returning Politico. The federal government is closed today as the nation marks Martin Luther King Day. Enthused celebrants are at Ebenezer Baptist Church in Atlanta, including Diana Darris and Kevin Fishback.
My parents were civil rights activists, and history is everything. So I'm here to celebrate King Memorial. I'm here to celebrate American history.
It just recognizes his sacrifice and our constant struggle for social justice here in the United States.
The incoming and outgoing president meet up ahead of today's inauguration, and guests are arriving for the ceremony. Here is a live report on the latest with the pomp and circumstance from Washington.
CBS News special report. President-elect Trump and the incoming First Lady have just left the White House where they had tea with the Bidens. Their next official stop, the Capitol Rotunda, for the first indoor inauguration in 40 years because of the cold. CBS's Nancy Cordes.
There are about 800 seats that have been crammed into the Rotunda for the VVIPs. We're talking about family members, cabinet picks, Supreme Court members.
We've just learned Mr. Trump plans to crack down on illegal immigration by ending birthright citizenship. Correspondent Margaret Brennan.
The Constitution saying those born on American soil are citizens at birth, regardless of their parents' immigration status. He says no longer the case. That raises a lot of practical questions.
President Biden issued pardons today for Dr. Anthony Fauci and lawmakers on the January 6th committee. Loyola Law's Lori Levinson.
Biden was quite concerned that Trump might have his attorney general go after these individuals.
CBS News special report. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
The college football national Championship is here in Atlanta, and that means there are plenty of events around town. Security is going to be ramped up today by Atlanta Police.
We have several teams. Tactical teams will be deployed. Our civil disturbance unit will be deployed. Our bicycle response team will be deployed.
Deputy Chief Charles Baker saying every Atlanta police officer is scheduled to be on duty today. They've all stepped up operations following that deadly truck attack on New Year's in New Orleans. On the WSB Energy Watch, Georgia gas prices continue climbing as oil prices surge this winter. AAA says we're now paying an average $2.96 a gallon for regular unleaded. That is 3 cents more than a week ago and 4 cents higher than 1 month ago. TikTok is back online after President-elect Trump pledges to restore it.
TikTok restoring service shortly after President-elect Trump stepped in, promising to delay enforcement of the ban by signing an executive order when he takes office.
Elizabeth Schulze reports TikTok says Trump assured its leadership they would face no penalties for continuing to provide Americans access to the app. Apple and Google have not allowed downloads of the app. It's 10:33, and it's time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Andrew Seco is checking your morning commute in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
And seeing a slow spot heading through Kennesaw. Right lane trouble still a little bit active here. 75 south, just south of 575, exit 268. Putting the pinch on your ride out of Kennesaw. A little bit of a slow spot here north through Ackworth. 75 northbound, just past Main Street. Slowing you as you're heading into Emerson. And just watch trouble clear to the shoulder. The 85 north ramp, just past Langford Parkway. You are slowing and going just a bit, approaching the connector, but those delays thinning out quite nicely. Andrew Seco, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upward. Sunny skies, but staying cold today. High near 30. Lows tonight in the upper teens to low 20s. Tomorrow, cloudy with snow showers, a dusting to up to half an inch of snowfall expected for the metro region. Daytime high 34. Wednesday staying cold. Morning low 16. Afternoon high 35.
Right now it's 23 degrees in Midtown Atlanta at 10:34. More news at 11 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
Inauguration Day 2025.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
Donald Trump takes the oath of office.
I will faithfully execute.
The world will be watching.
The office of President of the United States.
One station will bring it all home to you.
So help me God.
Coverage begins at 11:30 today. 95.5 WSB.
Your 2025 inauguration station.
That's the Nebraska-Lincoln Combined Chorus performing as crowds enter the Capitol Rotunda just moments ago. We'll continue our team coverage of the inauguration. Eric Erickson joins us live next on The Mark Arum Show.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
Our farmers feed us all. For generations, they've done what's best for the land. So why is the litigation industry threatening Georgia farmers' go-to crop protection tool? Without glyphosate-based herbicides, crop yields will drop. Costs will soar, and we'll all see even higher grocery bills. Farmers need to be supported, not controlled. To keep glyphosate available in our state, go to TakeControlGeorgia.com. Paid for by Modern Ag Alliance in support of Georgia farmers.
Hot water heater just not cutting it anymore? You don't get that piping hot shower you want every morning? Hey, it's Mark Arum back from my friends at Reliable Heating and Air. Check out this amazing deal. New water heater, only $29.99 a month, and make no payments for 3 whole months. Or you can go tankless, only $59.99 a month, and you can enjoy that lovely, endless hot water. Same day water heater installation guaranteed, or they pay you $300. Get that new water heater now. Save a ton of money. Just go online to reliableair.com.
Are the effects of diabetes, prostate cancer, hypertension, or high cholesterol robbing you of your ability to perform in the bedroom? Choice Men's Health can help you eliminate ED and get your bedroom performance back in just one visit. Choice Men's Health offers breakthrough treatments for ED and performance issues in the bedroom to help you regain your confidence and give you back the intimacy with your partner. Call Choice Men's Health right now to make an appointment and find out how you can eliminate ED on the first visit. Popular name brand pills like Viagra and Cialis don't work for everyone and can have serious side effects. Choice Men's Health custom medications work immediately, even if you have a medical history or think you're too old to perform like you used to. Choice Men's Health can help you have a fulfilling sex life again. Call Choice Men's Health today at 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170. Once again, that's 404-400-1170.
It's the 50th year of the Giant Atlanta Camping and RV Show. Georgia's largest showcase of new campers, travel trailers, and motorhomes. 4 days to shop, Thursday through Sunday, the 23rd through the 26th. Atlanta Expo Center, AtlantaRVShow.com.
10:37 on this special edition of the Mark Arum Show, MLK Day, Inauguration Day, with you for another hour. Then we're going to turn the keys over to Chris Chandler as he continues our inauguration coverage. Vice President-elect J.D. Vance will be sworn in at 11:36, President-elect Trump at 11:47, and then, if everything sticks to schedule, 11:53, President Trump will give his inaugural address. You're going to hear it all live here on WSB Radio. Looking live at the Rotunda, just saw Speaker Mike Johnson enter. Again, only 750 seats inside that Rotunda, so very selected VIP list of folks going to be there to witness in the swearing in and the inauguration. We continue our team coverage on Inauguration Day. Joining us live, our good friend Eric Erickson. Eric, good morning. Happy Inauguration Day, my friend.
Good morning.
I'm going to start with the breaking news this morning. President Biden on his final day in office giving preemptive pardons to a handful of folks, Fauci, Milley, et al. Your initial reaction to the preemptive pardons?
Yeah, listen, this is the constitutional crisis that the Democrats warned us about. You tweet that the Constitution's been amended, and then you do preemptive pardons, which 4 years ago you said you would never do, and Chuck Schumer denounced as unconstitutional. I mean, are we going to hold Joe Biden accountable for his actions on the way out of office? I suspect not. And you watch, the very same people applauding this right now are going to be the people this afternoon denouncing pardons for the January 6th participants.
I mean, just, from an outsider's view, it seems like a really bad precedent at the least, right? To say, well, all right, Biden's now on the record issuing these preemptive pardons. What are we going to see from future presidents going forward?
Yeah, exactly. Listen, he's writing the precedents that Donald Trump will then use, going actually places that he dared Donald Trump to go and Donald Trump didn't go. Joe Biden is. There's going to be no accountability for this because so many members of the media give Joe Biden and the Democrats a pass for these things. But these are the dangerous precedents that get set. And that they claim Donald Trump's a threat to democracy, and yet Joe Biden's the one tweeting amendments to the Constitution and doing this stuff.
Eric Erickson joining us live on this Inauguration Day edition of the Mark Arum Show. President-elect Trump, soon to be President Trump again, is going to come out, he says, guns a-blazing with executive orders. One just popped today that he's going to move forward, changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. Does he have the power to do that? And if not, who does?
Nobody knows, so he might as well try. One thing he does know, it was Barack Obama who changed Mount McKinley to Denali by executive order, and Trump's changing it back by executive order, which I actually like. If he wants to call it the Gulf of America, good luck. I mean, we've got, multiple generations of Americans raised on it being Gulf of Mexico. I doubt the Gulf states are going to issue the signage to change it. It'll cost money. But, I mean, let him try. We'll see if it sticks.
What was the backstory, Eric? Refresh my memory, but the change from Mount McKinley to Mount Denali.
Oh, it was because of colonialism and native outrage in Alaska. Most people didn't care, but Barack Obama decided to make it good for the Indian tribes up there. He would call it Denali, which was the sacred name of the mountain.
Gotcha. What do we expect to hear? What do you think we're going to hear from President Trump's address after the swearing in?
I think he's going to acknowledge the level of crises the country has faced and make promises to make things better for the working class. I mean, his whole plan moving forward is about implementing agenda items that most people in Washington say will actually not be good for the economy, believing that they actually will help the working class. And he may be right on some of these things. We might as well let him try.
Looking live right now, it appears that President Biden and President-elect Trump both in, what do they call that, the limousine, the Beast?
They call it the Beast. Yeah, Army one, basically.
There you go. The Beast right now is heading toward the Capitol. What I mean, especially after the preemptive pardons that Biden issued today, how frosty is that car ride, or do you think it's going to be jovial, genial, and they're having a good time in there?
Honestly, I think it's not going to be frosty. Trump's won. Biden may be upset about it, but Trump's won. He has nothing left to prove, and he can enjoy the ride.
All right, we'll see. How important is it that Biden is here? Obviously, 4 years ago, we didn't have the outgoing president there. What does this tell the United States? What does it tell the world that Biden is showing up for this transition?
That he doesn't think this is a threat to democracy. He is serving the role of tradition within the presidency of the United States. For all the belly aching of Democrats about Trump being a threat to democracy, it was a talking point none of them really believed, including Joe Biden. And so the peaceful transition of power in the United States goes on. And you'll have lots of members of the media. I've heard the talking heads on CNN already talking about January 6th and what happened in 2021 on this date. And they're going to be the ones who can't let it go. And the American people signal they really don't care about that. They care about the economy and many other things.
We had our colleague Shelley Winter on earlier in the show, Eric. He's up in D.C. For the inauguration and for the galas and the balls. And he said, unconfirmed just from what he's hearing on the streets, first of all, massive police presence, National Guard present, but he's hearing that this move to the rotunda, the fact that they're blaming it on the weather is just a smokescreen, that they were more concerned about credible threats. Are you hearing anything similar to that?
You know, it's very interesting. The Trump supporters in Washington, D.C. are saying that. No one else is saying that. I got to tell you, I wouldn't be surprised, but the Secret Service, when you're inside the bubble, and remember, Trump was not in the bubble in Butler, Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. He is now. They're very, very good about this stuff. At the same time, it is going to be very cold. One of this talking point originated after Democrats pointed out that Obama's inauguration happened when it was much colder in D.C. and he still did it outside. And so suddenly the talking point pivoted to, well, actually it was a security threat. Doesn't matter. Just enjoy the day. This is going to be the first time since Ronald Reagan, but also there's a level of symbolism that it was Reagan's second inaugural that happened under that dome, and now it'll be Trump's second inaugural.
I don't remember that, though. I mean, it was 85. I was old enough to remember. I have no recollection of him being sworn in inside the rotunda. 750 seats inside that rotunda. Are we going to have any Georgia representatives in there, do you know?
All current members of Congress are invited, and there will be room for them. The former presidents and their wives, there will be room for them and limited numbers of guests. It actually makes it a pretty easy thing for a president to do because there's a limit to who you can invite. And so you got a great excuse. I'm sorry, I had to move it inside. We can't all fit you on the dais now.
Now, I know the governor is in D.C. Do you know if he'll be in the rotunda?
I think all the governors and their spouses are invited as well to be able to be there to see it. And so basically every major elected official in the country gets invited into the room, and they're only allowing, I think, 12 total reporters in the room.
Indeed. All right, before I let you go, I got to ask you about the TikTok situation. What's your take on that? What's the status of the app right now, and what do you think is going to happen once Trump gets sworn in?
So there's no method for Donald Trump to find a way out of this, even though he said he would. I thought it was very interesting. They had to go offline midnight, January 19th. They went off at midnight, January 19th, Beijing time, which tells you everything you need to know about China's control of the app. I'm waiting for someone to file a suit to shut it back down because legally it can't operate in the country right now, even though Trump says he's going to find a way out of it. If Joe Biden could amend the Constitution by tweet, I guess Donald Trump can ignore the law by tweet.
Well, I mean, it was legislation, though, right? I mean,
it was a bipartisan legislation and a unanimous Supreme Court. So good luck fighting that.
Yeah, it does not impact me. I'm assuming it does not impact you either.
Nope, I never got the Chinese spy app.
There you go. What's coming up on the show today, my friend?
I'm going to the president will be speaking as I go live today, so I will carry his speech and move on into the pardon controversy after that.
Beautiful. Are you in Macon right now?
I am, and it is frigid, and I assume on Wednesday I'm going to have all my equipment at the house because my suspicion is my driveway is going to be covered in ice on Wednesday morning with this weather forecast.
It sounds like from the forecast right now, you're going to get it worse than we will here in Metro Atlanta. So
apparently so. So we will be snowed in on Wednesday. My kids will not have to go to school. They'll be happy, and I will be miserable listening to Taylor Swift blare through the studio roof.
Stay warm, stay safe, my friend. Eric Erickson, noon to 3 here on 95.5 WSB. Thanks for your time as always, buddy.
Thank you. Take care.
There you go. All right, when we come back, we're going to go back up to the nation's capital. Biden and Trump in the same limo right now, the Beast, as they do the slow procession to the U.S. Capitol. We'll go back live to D.C. next on The Mark Arum Show.
When the weather is at its worst,
Colder air moving in next week.
we're at our best.
Wind chills in the single digits.
Check in often for updates on how it will affect you and your commute.
85 northbound, you're stacked in on the wet pavement from 285 heading up toward Pleasant Hill Road.
Tune in often for the latest.
Potentially some wintry precipitation.
95.5 WSB, your severe weather station.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed. Chris, with all the things we're reading, seeing, and living through these days, from rate cuts, election season, and now a new administration, now seems like a great time to make sure we have that comprehensive plan in place. You know, the one that covers all our financial bases.
There are occasions throughout the year where I feel like it's critical for people to engage their financial lives and get the information that they deserve from a financial advisory team. And this is one of those times, to be quite frank. So we ask that you call us if you have a minimum of $500,000 in your full portfolio. But we're going to do away with that minimum so that those folks can have an equal opportunity to understand what's in their portfolio as well. Now, you have to have some money, right? I can't help you to build your wealth at work, right? But I sure can help, I believe, with your 401k, IRA management. There's probably 2 or 3 things that'll surprise you that you may want to take action on. So the next 10 people that call in, we'll work up either a portfolio x-ray, or if you feel like you need a full retirement plan, go to unleashyourmoney.com, click on portfolio x-ray, or click on full retirement plan. We think you'll be impressed enough, and we want you to become a client. There's no question about it. We believe that we are a very competent fiduciary advisory team, and we want to offer that to our listeners. Let Hoffman Financial Group actually show you how we perform, and I believe we perform at the pinnacle of this industry.
Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
You do not want to miss this. Call Zero Res Carpet Cleaning to get 3 rooms of carpet plus a free hallway for only $109. That's right, 3 rooms plus a free hallway for only $109. You only have a few days to take advantage of this sweet deal. Zero Res can bring your carpets back to life with their exclusive cleaning technology. By using ZR water, Zero Res is tough on your carpet stains without using soaps or harsh chemicals. The best part is your carpets will stay cleaner longer, so you and your family can continue walking on soft and fluffy carpets day after day. Don't just take my word for it. Zero Res has over 20,000 reviews and a 4.9 rating on Google. They don't run this sale often, so don't wait. Call 770-242-1313 today to get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned and a free hallway for only $109 before it's too late. Use code SALE109 at ZeroResAtlanta.com. Zero Res. Spell it backwards or forwards. It's the right way to clean.
Men, if you're suffering from ED or PE, Priority Men's Medical Center will get your love life back in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your love life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To regain your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
10:52 on the Mark Aram Show. Let's check the ride around town. Here's Andrew Seco.
Watching a slow spot through Ackworth, 75 northbound. Had some debris as you approach Emerson-Altoona Road. The delays are looking like they're thinning out, so no need for an alternate heading into Bartow County. We are seeing some delays into Canton. Look like they're brining those roads. 575 south. You're slow from Ball Ground all the way down to Canton. You may want to hop on Highway 140. This is sponsored by Rapid Radios. Their instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. And for a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. Andrew Seco, 95.5 WSB.
President Biden, President-elect Trump just arriving at the U.S. Capitol. I saw Elon Musk there as well. Again, limited seating inside the rotunda. Let's dip into CNN real quick and see what we can hear.
Linda McMahon.
I'm ready to be Secretary of the Department of Health and Human Services. Those are members of the Trump cabinet. Kristi Noem, the governor of South Dakota, nominated to be Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. Other members as well. Lee Zeldin, the former New York congressman, nominated to be Administrator of the EPA. John Ratcliffe, nominated to be Director of the CIA. A lot of people there who are, Kash Patel, nominated to be Director of the FBI.
Vivek?
There is Mr. Doge himself, Vivek Ramaswamy, who is going to be on the Department of Government Efficiency, but he is stepping down from that role to run for governor of Ohio. We also saw Tulsi Gabbard, the former Democratic congresswoman, there she is on the left there, turned Republican, nominated to be Director of the Office of National Intelligence. These are members of the president's would-be cabinet. None of them have been confirmed yet. We do expect Marco Rubio, the senator from Florida, to be confirmed overwhelmingly today. There he is on the left as Secretary of State. That if Trump gets his druthers, and I have no reason to think he won't, that will be the Trump cabinet. We're not aware of any nomination that is in trouble as of yet. Michael Waltz, who will be the Florida congressman, who will be the National Security Advisor.
All right, so that's Jake Tapper on CNN, noting the folks, the dignitaries that were in there. I did see Elon Musk, Vivek. Jake didn't mention it, but I saw former Georgia Senator Kelly Loeffler in there as well. I'm going to be scanning the feed here to see maybe any other Georgia folks that are in there. I'm not sure if, Governor Kemp was invited, Eric told us, but I'm not sure if he will be there, he and the First Lady. But just to paint a picture, so we're familiar, at least I'm familiar with the outdoor inauguration, right, where you have that raised platform and you have all the dignitaries up there, former presidents, and the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. So obviously, since it's in the rotunda, it's a smaller venue, but they still have that basic stage. It's not really elevated like so much. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that. I thought it might have been the first husband, Doug Emhoff, walking in.
No, it wasn't though.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, so there is that. There you are going to see that stage. But it's not as elevated as it would be outside. And then basically that's at the back wall of the rotunda. And then you have those 750 seats. And it's going to be tight, really tight to get 750 seats in that rotunda just to see who will be on the main stage, if you will. I don't know yet. No one's taking seats. It's kind of early, Deborah. I mean, Vance doesn't take his swearing in till 11:36, we're told.
You think it's first come, first serve?
Oh, that would be something.
Because okay, here's the seats, but whoever,
Southwest Airlines, where
you pick your seat, right?
I don't know.
You'd be packed in as close as
they would
airline.
have to.
I mean, maybe like the first couple rows are reserved, right?
Back from that.
Yeah.
Let's see. I can't tell. Is that Mike Pence? Listen to CNN. Yeah, Vice President Pence,
who has only been. This will be the second time in the last 4 years that he'll have been in the same room.
All right. So just to confirm, that is. I don't see. The former second lady there. Mike Pence arriving for the inauguration, former vice president. I believe that was just, it's tough to tell from this angle who's coming in. But anyway, the dignitaries are filing. The lucky ones that were able to get a ticket inside the rotunda. I don't see any nameplates on this, so maybe it is a free-for-all for whoever.
I wish they did it more like Hollywood, where they'd put the name up on there. You know,
Yeah.
when they walk the red carpet to the Oscars or
CNN's
something.
not
and
used to
they'll
the red
tell you
carpet.
that.
Yes,
Yeah.
sorry. But anyway, we're going to continue to monitor the situation there. Again, there's Elon Musk. I believe Jeff Bezos will be there as well. The head of TikTok will be there. There is Bezos right there. All right, so, I mean, listen, historic day. Inauguration, second Trump term, just moments away. You will hear it all live right here on 95.5 WSB. We're going to step away, update news, weather, and traffic. Social media. Shelly's going to be posting on WSBRadio.com. Make sure you find us on social media at WSB Radio and at Mark Arum.
Our weather is so unpredictable. If you think about it, your roof is always working overtime, taking the abuse. Home Fix It Show host Dave Baker here from my local friends at Finley Roofing, the roof guys. So, how's your roof holding up? Anything could be going on up there. I suggest you schedule a Finley Roofing free roof analysis just like I did. No obligation, no charge. And if it's time to replace your roof, think of Finley first. Schedule your free roof analysis at finleyroofing.com.
Roof. Anything better when the temperatures drop and it's freezing outside and you're nice and toasty inside? I can't wait. Hey, it's Mark Arum, back from my friends at Reliable Heating and Air. Check out this amazing furnace offer going on right now. $59.99 a month. That's it for any size furnace. And ask about their clean air upgrades. Stay warm and toasty with my friends at Reliable Air. Schedule your free consultation today by visiting reliableair.com. That's reliableair.com.
You wouldn't know it, but most financial advisors are put in a box. I'm Jeff Jr. from Trajan Wealth, and I want to provide you a little insight about financial advisors. Most financial advisors have to sell what their company requires them to sell, and many advisors have to only adhere to what's called a suitability standard. A suitability standard is a limited standard of care, not requiring what's sold to be best, just suitable. Advisors with this loose standard often have limited investment and product selection. Trajan Wealth is held to a fiduciary standard, which is the highest standard of care in the advisory business. And that's just one of the many reasons we have billions of dollars under our care and attract clients from other advisors. Raise your standards today and call Trajan Wealth. 404-390-4000. That's 404-390-4000. Or visit us at TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
It's 11 o'clock. I'm Veronica Waters. The news this hour is brought to you by the Next Generation Xfinity 10G network. WSB's top story, we're just 30 minutes away from the start of the presidential inauguration ceremony. We heard some cheers on the street as President Biden and President-elect Trump rode together in the same limousine to the U.S. Capitol. The president made a final flex of presidential power today with a series of preemptive pardons, including for Dr. Anthony Fauci, retired General Mark Milley, the former chair of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and members and staff of the House committee that investigated the January 6th attack on the Capitol.
Throughout his campaign, President-elect Donald Trump vowed to exact retribution on his political enemies. President Biden, in a statement, says of the pardons, quote, "These public servants have served our nation with honor and distinction and do not deserve to be the targets of unjustified and politically motivated prosecutions."
Even after talking about making pardons for the January 6th insurrectionists, Trump criticized the pardons by Mr. Biden. Trump is set to be sworn in as the 47th president around noon Eastern. He is only the second president to serve 2 non-consecutive terms. Security is expected to be the tightest D.C. has ever seen.
When the president-elect takes that oath of office, he will be surrounded by just an absolute steel ring around him, and there is 30 miles of it throughout the Capitol. A little bit more about the security here: 25,000 officers, military and law enforcement personnel in place, including 7,800 members of the National Guard coming from 40 states and territories.
That's Homeland Security and Justice reporter Nicole Skenga. Then when Trump takes office today, he is expected to sign at least 200 executive actions. It's 24 degrees now in Midtown Atlanta. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards is expecting sunny skies today, but the cold temperatures remain, highs topping out around 30. Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast is coming up. The leader of the state's GOP party is in Washington for Inauguration Day, weighing in on the next 4 years.
Georgia Republican Party Chair Josh McCoon says the volume of Trump's promised executive orders should come as no surprise.
I think President Trump needs to get to work right away for the American people, and this is how we get started.
He tells WSB his greatest hopes under Trump's new administration are gaining control of the border and more economic opportunities for Americans.
Trying to have peace and prosperity, not just here at home, but ending foreign conflict.
Cheryl Castro, 95.5 WSB.
A Coweta County Battalion fire chief is gunned down at an accident scene in Alabama.
Chambers County, Alabama investigators say they're piecing together the events that led to the horrific scene, but they believe 54-year-old James Cawthon was shot and killed after stopping to help a driver who struck a deer. Both were shot after walking up a driveway to ask a homeowner for help. Cawthon died on the scene. The driver was injured. The homeowner was also shot, but it's not clear who fired the shot that injured him. Police say he'll face murder charges when he's released from the hospital. The Coweta Fire Department calls it a senseless tragedy. Jennifer Perry, 95.5 WSB.
In Atlanta, services this morning at Ebenezer Baptist Church to honor the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Those attending brave frigid temperatures but say it is important to celebrate Dr. King's sacrifice and to keep alive his efforts to bring social justice for everyone.
This is 46 years that I've been coming to honor Dr. King and what he did.
It's about peace, goodwill. We definitely need it right now.
Given the current climate, he's as relevant now as he's ever been.
The Ebenezer service just one of many celebrations today across the metro area and all around the country. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
It is now 11:03. The Mark Arum Show continues in less than 2 minutes. But first, live team coverage of traffic and weather begins right now. Chinwe Mapanya-Cook is live in the WSB 24-hour traffic center. Good morning, Chinwe.
Good morning, Veronica. Well, right now looks like everyone is behaving on Inauguration Day. The downtown connector looking smooth. I-75, 85 north and southbound seeing green at this time. Your trip time through the heart of the city from Langford Parkway 166 back up to 17th Street, exit 251, about 13 minutes. I'm Chinwe Mapanya-Cook, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Despite the sunshine, temperatures won't climb above freezing today with an afternoon high near 30, lows tonight in the upper teens to low 20s. Tomorrow, daytime high 34, but with the majority of the day around freezing, snow showers are to be expected. Anywhere from a dusting to about half an inch of snowfall possible across the metro region. Anything that falls to the ground will stick due to the freezing conditions. Wednesday morning low 16, sunny skies Wednesday afternoon high 35.
Right now, we are looking at 23 degrees in Vinings. It's 21 in Villa Rica and 24 degrees in Midtown Atlanta at 11:05 on Peachtree Street. Next news coming up at 11:30 with the special coverage of the inauguration in Washington. I'm Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
No, I run this town to be near you.
11:05 on this fast-moving historic Monday, special Inauguration Day, MLK edition of the Mark Arum Show. As Veronica just mentioned, we're going to be bouncing early, a little before 10:30, as we will continue our inauguration, the second term of Donald J. Trump. Looking live inside the Capitol Rotunda, something my eyes are not used to, seeing an inauguration indoors. Apparently, all of the former living presidents, Deborah, have now arrived at the inauguration. I assume they will be on the dais, the stage, if you will. We saw RFK Jr. He is there. Did not see his wife, Cheryl Hines, though. So I don't know if RFK didn't get a +1. What's this? I mean, with such limited here come the Supreme Court justices coming in. Even if your person lost the election, what's more American than this right here? All the Supreme Court's now filing in, led by Chief Justice Roberts. I believe Brett Kavanaugh's behind him. And then Clarence Thomas. We need a bigger TV in the studio, Deborah. I need a big screen. Is that in the budget? Can we get a big screen in here?
We'll see.
There's Elena Kagan, Amy Coney Barrett. So they're all filing in right now. The Supreme Court justices arriving for the. I'm getting goosebumps just watching this. For me, the first time, I have no memory of the 85 inauguration of Reagan inside the Capitol Rotunda, getting a bird's eye view. It looks like there's probably 70 seats on the main stage there. And then the rest of the 700 or 680 folks are really crammed in on. Do you think it's just regular folding chairs? Or do you,
They've got to be nicer than folding
a little
chairs,
padding
right?
on them?
You know the ones they use at weddings? They're still kind of...
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know, they're wooden, and they got a little padding, but they're not, like seats.
Yeah. This is history unfolding here on WSB Radio. Again, if you're just joining us, the schedule is as follows. 11:36, Vice President-elect J.D. Vance will be sworn in. Apparently, that's going to take 9 minutes. Or, I don't know how long the swearing in is, but President-elect Trump will then be sworn in at 11:47 a.m. And then 6 minutes later, he will give his inaugural address. And I think it's scheduled for about 30 minutes or so, which is longer than his inaugural address for his first inauguration, which, of course, was outside in the nation's at the mall there overlooking the nation's capital. Very historic and important day here on WSB Radio. This is goodness. We've covered all the inaugurations going back to the early 1900s. You've heard them all live here on WSB Radio, and you're going to hear this one again today, the inauguration of President Donald Trump. I'm going to keep monitoring the tiny TV there and see if anyone else of note is making their way into the Capitol Rotunda. Oh, they're all starting to take their seats now on the main stage. The presidential seal there, of course. Obviously, the big monkey wrench here was the last minute-ish moving of taking this from an outdoor event to an indoor event. Was it because of the weather, as they say, or was it because of security concerns? So they're seated now. I wonder if there's going to be anything that we need to dip into before the swearing in of Vice President J.D. Vance. I'll keep an eye on that. I do want to give you a couple of updates. Rachel Scott previewing the oath of office. After the oath of office, President Trump expected to sign dozens of executive orders during a rally in the nation's capital. ABC News senior political correspondent Rachel Scott outside of Capital One Arena, where that rally will be held.
The president-elect is expected to talk about these executive orders and these actions today during his inaugural address. Just moments ago, we did receive some excerpts of that speech where the president-elect is expected to say, quote, "Today I will sign a series of historic executive orders. With these actions, we will begin the complete restoration of America and the revolution of common sense."
Rachel Scott there outside the Capitol Center. Barron Trump just walking in now. That dude is tall. Holy
How
smoke.
tall is he?
At least 6'7". At least 6'7". Strapping young lad coming in there to see his father get
6'9".
Is he 6'9"?
That's what it says online.
That's remarkable. So what's going to happen? He's still going to school in New York City. The question is, what's going to happen in the second Trump term? Will Melania, the first lady, will she stay in New York City and be closer to her son? No one would begrudge her that, right? Or it should be D.C. or a splitter time, maybe between New York, D.C., and Mar-a-Lago. But Barron Trump there, 6'9". Good grief. Quick update as well on the second Trump administration. What's the first work day going to look like? Lots of executive orders expected to be signed. There may be a few other newsworthy happenings. ABC's Washington bureau chief and political director Rick Klein ventures a guest on what we might see day one of the second Trump presidency.
I think in the first few hours of the Trump presidency, we could have at least one or two cabinet members installed. And as the hearings continue, the big question that's swirling is what he does about those January 6 rioters. He has said at times that he would pardon them on day one. He's since backtracked a little bit and suggested it maybe not be all of the January 6 rioters, maybe not violent offenders, and maybe not exactly day one.
Saw that one of the things that the president-elect, soon to be the president again, wants to do is end the birthright citizenship portion of the United States, where if you are born on U.S. soil, you're automatically considered a citizen. If you're born here, you are a citizen. I'm not sure what machinations he will need to make that a reality, but that's one of the things apparently he wants to accomplish. But of course, foreign policy. Obviously, we've had the hostage exchange between Israel and Hamas. What's going to happen with the Trump former foreign policy? He's taking credit for that ceasefire and hostage deal between Israel and Hamas. His team worked with the outgoing administration to secure that agreement at the end, but President Biden pointed out the agreement was based on his plan laid out last year. Now falls on Trump's team to ensure the remaining phases are successful. Andrew Mumford is a professor of war studies at the University of Nottingham in England. He joined CBS Morning News to talk about Trump's foreign policy stance heading into his second term.
It was interesting to hear the incoming Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, in his Senate confirmation hearings recently, talk about how America will not leave Ukraine high and dry, that there will be security agreements in place. But President Zelensky's biggest fear is that Trump will simply withdraw American support for his government, withdraw the sending of American weapons, withdraw American financial aid to the country.
Yeah, so domestic and international, what comes at the second Trump turn, we will certainly, listen, the first 100 days are going to be fast and furious. We shall see what happens. All right, still going to monitor what's going on in the rotunda right now. Most everyone's taken their seat behind the dais where the swearing in will be. I do see, I see Zuckerberg there. Zuckerberg, Bezos, and Musk. And I believe the president of TikTok, or ByteDance, will be in attendance as well. High cotton there as we continue our coverage. The inauguration of Donald Trump continues next on 95.5 WSB.
The swearing in of Donald J. Trump as the 47th President of the United States.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
Coverage begins at 11:30 today.
I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States.
95.5 WSB.
Your 2025 inauguration station.
Atlanta DIY landlords, listen up. If you're exhausted from managing your rental properties all by yourself, my friends at Renters Warehouse Atlanta offering a 90-day test drive. Hire Renters Warehouse to manage your rental property for a low flat monthly fee as low as $115. If you're not satisfied at any time in the first 3 months, you can fire them. Get your management fees back. What do you get for that low flat monthly fee? A dedicated property management team, maintenance coordination, move in and move out property condition reports, advanced tenant screening with a 9-month tenant warranty, professional photography and videography, lease renewal processing and negotiations, online rent collection, monthly owner cash flow statements, and more. Renters Warehouse, so confident you'll love their service, they want an addition for your business. Choice is yours. Keep DIYing or see how Renters Warehouse can make your life easier. Start your 90-day test drive today. Go to rwatlanta.com or call 404-662-2322, 404-662-2322.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group, to discuss one of the biggest blind spots that people face when saving for retirement, and it's a head-scratcher. Chris, how do so many people not know what they're invested in?
That's the biggest flaw that everybody runs into. They think they know what equities they have, they think they know what bonds they have, but they really don't know how those mutual funds or how those index funds are performing in conjunction with one another. So, I would liken this to a big pot of soup, and we're just throwing all the ingredients in the refrigerator in this thing. It's not very good. It's just a mishmash of stuff. And sometimes you like the way it tastes. Sometimes you don't. And when you don't know why. You don't know if you got too much chicken in there or too much vegetables in there or what's going on. And I ask every caller that comes in for an initial consultation, do you know how your portfolio is broken down? And they say, well, I've got, 20 or so options in my 401k, and I just picked 2 of them or 3 of them. I thought I needed some international. I thought I needed some U.S. equities. I thought I needed some bonds. And they're just guessing. So you have to absolutely know what you're invested in, and that's where we will run the 401k portfolio x-ray for you, because that'll break it down. If you're not proficient at investing and don't understand this world, we will walk you through it. Not knowing what you're invested in is a big hindrance to growing and protecting your money. We will run a portfolio x-ray for you and educate you on exactly what's in your portfolio.
Set up a time to get your complimentary portfolio x-ray today. Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858. That's 404-737-3858, or book online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
When you open a garage door, you realize we live in magical times. People used to live in huts made from dung. Now we have houses so big there's a special door on the front so you can drive your car right inside. And the door opens itself by magic when you're still half a block away. Imagine telling that to the townsfolk who had to yank open the castle drawbridge with a giant chain every time the king felt like a stroll. So why doesn't your garage door do all the magical, wonderful things we've worked 4.5 billion years to invent? At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. We repair broken or stubborn garage doors and get them working like new. Better parts, fresh lubrication, full service, good as new. Magical times. You don't have to live every day with an awesome thing that isn't awesome just because it needs to be fixed. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and we'll come over and make it right. Magical times.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
Hey, Belinda here, and I have Barry Petrie, Director of Virtual Imaging. Barry has a very interesting testimonial I want him to share with our listeners. Barry, tell us your story.
Belinda, I'm 55. I'm in good shape. I work out every day and took this job about a year ago. Unfortunately, I started having some symptoms about 3 or 4 months ago, so I decided to scan myself. Learned that I had a very high calcium score, and especially most of that was in my LAD, which you know is the Widowmaker. Long story short, I had my first stent put in about 6 weeks ago at Northside, and I feel great. I did not realize that I had lost a gear, and I've got that gear back. And I would have been one of those people that probably would have dropped dead looking perfectly healthy at 60 if I had not taken this role and did that scan.
Oh, wow. Folks, that story hits home. What are you waiting for? Go to Virtual Imaging and get a complimentary heart scan with few minimum requirements for you and your spouse. Call 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-SCAN. Or visit virtualimagingatl.com.
11:18 on the Mark Arum Show, checking the ride around town. Let's say hello and good morning to Chinwei.
Good morning, Mark. Right now we're seeing some troubles on the West Expressway. Those sunshine delays hitting you right on 20 eastbound at Fulton Industrial as you try and get on 285, causing you some delays. Now over on the East Expressway, we're seeing green right now from Moreland Avenue all the way to Stonecrest. I-20 east and westbound looking good. I'm Chinwei Maponya Cook, 95.5 WSB.
11:19 on the special inauguration MLK Day edition of the Mark Arum Show, looking live at the Capitol Rotunda. Indoor confirmation and inauguration. I see the second gentleman, Doug Emhoff, walking in right now. Let's dip in live to listen to the coverage.
And Barron Trump. His replacement.
There's Eric
Usha
Trump,
Vance.
Barron Trump walking in.
adult,
All right, no
Joe
Jake Tapper. I was told no Jake Tapper. But he's got a better viewpoint than I have. But there's a band in there, which I didn't expect to see. So we're going to hear musical selections throughout. So there's Eric Trump. There's Don Jr. Deborah, help me out. Who else can you see?
I mean, I think it's all of his kids, right?
It's
Eric, Ivanka, Tiffany. I think they're all there.
Is that Ivanka wearing that black hat? And Jared
that's
Kushner?
Ivanka. Yeah, that's
okay.
Ivanka. Tiffany's over
Laura.
there. Uh-huh.
So interesting. So Ivanka Kushner, you might remember, there's Bill Clinton. You might remember in the first Trump administration, they were central figures in the West Wing. Apparently, they are not going to have any part of the second Trump administration. No Ivanka, no Jared Kushner there. It's 11:20 on 95.5 WSB as we continue, I guess, our pre-coverage of the inauguration. There's 6'9" Barron Trump just dwarfing over whoever's to the right of him. Is that Steve Scalise? Just huge, unbelievable. That's the
I think those
grandchild.
Are the grandkids. What's it, Kai, the golfer?
Kai,
yeah.
yes. So the whole fam is there. Kristi Noem, I am picking out. This is historic right now. Let's take a moment just to the history. The historic angle of this. Non-consecutive terms. That's only happened once in the history of the United States, and we're about to get a second right now. Donald Trump's political career was left for dead. He came back, what some are calling the greatest political comeback in U.S. history, coming back, securing the White House for the second time. And we will see what the second Trump term will look like. He has certainly laid out some big goals on the campaign trail. Economy, the border, obviously top of mind. But we'll see what happens. And apparently he's going to hit the ground running. A lot of executive orders going into action right after he takes that oath of office. I hate to do it, but can you pull up CNN again just for a second?
They paid money into the Donald Trump inaugural fund. Mark Zuckerberg and Meta,
There's
Google
Senator
as
Tom
well.
Cotton, Cory Booker.
Okay, no Jake Tapper. No, I can't. I'm not allowed to get Jake's voice on there. Actually, you know what? Let me see if I can transfer this. If we can't do Jake, let's see if we can get Cavuto or someone on here. No, I can't do that. We need a new TV here.
We definitely need something a little bit better in the studio.
Yeah. I don't want to pull up a WNBA game. All right, I'll get back to CNN. I think CNN is the only feed because we're an affiliate. We're not a Fox News affiliate, so I don't think I can legally pull up the Fox News situation. Anyway, I mean, they're all standing right now. This should be getting started momentarily, I would imagine. Everyone seems to be seated now. The last folks have entered the Capitol Rotunda here as we await the second inauguration of Donald Trump. Again, 11:36, Vice President-elect Vance will take the oath of office. President-elect Trump will take the oath at 11:47, and then 11:53. We are going to hear the inaugural address from President Trump for his second term. We're going to end the show early at 11:27. Then we're going to hand it off to Chris Chandler, and he will cover. All right, so there is the First Lady and the second gentleman walking in. Let's dip in real quick.
And then
Jake, come on.
next will be the outgoing president and vice president.
All right, never mind. So there's Emhoff shaking Bill Clinton's hand. I don't see Hillary. She should be there, though. I think all the former first ladies except Michelle Obama will be in attendance. So we should see Hillary there. Laura Bush will be in attendance. I have not seen George Bush yet, but he has been confirmed to be there.
I think I saw just a little sliver when they were kind of panning.
Let's see. There's the First Lady. Yeah, I'm sorry, folks. My eyesight has withered.
We also have an SD TV screen in here.
We have a 1997 television in here, which isn't helping things. So apparently the next folks that are going to come in, the next person that's going to come in is President Biden on the last minutes of his presidency. What will history say about the Biden presidency? Yet to know. But this is obviously a unique transition of power. Joe Biden, one-term president, didn't get a chance to run for his second term. Again, withdrew from the nomination process after that just memorable, I'll be kind, that memorable debate here in Atlanta that pretty much ended his second candidacy. So we're waiting President Biden. I believe he will be the last to enter before. We haven't seen Vance or Trump yet walk into the rotunda. So I guess those would be the last pin. So the next person out to walk into the rotunda should be President Biden. And then I expect it will be Vice President-elect J.D. Vance and then President-elect Donald Trump as we continue this historic coverage of the second Trump presidency, which is should be, if the timeline's right, 23 minutes away from the second Trump presidency. Just for a second, what's going on right now at the White House is pretty fascinating. The move out. So they had the coffee and tea at like 10 a.m. at the White House with Trump and Biden. And as soon as they left, basically the movers come in and they clear out all the Biden stuff, get it out of there, and they bring in all the Trump stuff.
Just in one day?
In one day.
Wow.
Like it's going on right now. So by the time this is all done, when the president-elect and soon to be President Trump and the First Lady get back to the White House, all their stuff's laid out. Their toothbrush is there in the bathroom, the shampoo that the Trumps prefer will be in the shower. Like everything is getting done right now. I actually feel really bad for the movers because of what's going on. Oh, we're ending right now, 26:05. All right. Chris Chandler's about to continue our coverage of the inauguration of Donald Trump. You're going to hear it live right here on 95.5 WSB. Don't go anywhere. We're back for a full show tomorrow. Stay safe.